This is BEERadio, the best show on the internet that you are currently watching or listening to.
Did I fuck it up? No, I didn't. I'm fine. I can fix this in post. I'm so excited. I have a guest here. Glad she showed up. My name's Ryan. And, these cameras would work. Oh, it does work. Everything works great. My guest told me as she was walking into the studio, she lived in a van for 3 weeks. And, I was going to start the show with, hey, my guest just felt up with a snowman. And, yeah, that's like how I start the show. It's really, it's an intro. Here it is. All right, we're good. Hey, Allie.
Hey.
Allie's here. I'm getting better and better with these intros. Just so you know, I'm getting really good at them.
Getting really good at them?
All right, so you said you lived in a van, so I'm sorry that I can't think about anything else right now. I have a list full of things. This is the only thing I want to know right now.
Yeah, I mean...
So let's preface the story. Someone in your family makes vans?
Not somebody in my family, but the person that my mom is dating right now, he and his family repurpose, like, creeper vans. And make them
Are they
into,
like dad vans?
Yeah, dad vans or soccer mom vans or just like the creeper white vans. And they repurpose them and they make them into actual trailers that you can live in with beds and electricity and everything.
That's really interesting. I kind of want to get into this. Can I get a discount in a van? I don't know why I wouldn't mind living in a van.
I wouldn't mind living in a van either. That's why I was perfectly fine with being in one for 3 weeks. All
right, so this is okay. So we got to the point of the story. Are you living in? Was there a reason, or was it just to test it out, or?
It was pretty much just a huge vacation. We ended up leaving.
Okay, so I forget people actually want to like go outside and like enjoy the outdoors and.
Yep, I mean that's what we do.
Where'd you travel to?
We actually went to Montana and Glacier National Park.
So you started in Detroit.
Yep.
Well, how long is it of a trip to Montana?
If you just do like a straight shot, you could probably get there in a day and a half. But
how long did it take you to get there?
It took us about 2 days to get there.
That's crazy. But at least you kind of have your like. Could you like walk around inside of it?
A little bit, but mostly it was just sitting when we were driving. But we visited a lot of other places on the way. So.
Any memorable places?
Mount Rushmore.
Ooh, that's the place with all the faces, right?
Yeah, all those faces of those famous people.
All those men. What? All right, pop a quiz. Hot shot. What are the 4 presidents?
Oh my God.
Are they actually? Are they? I don't think one of them is a president. I think that might be a little trivia. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna look it up.
You know what? I'm not sure either, and that's horrible.
Call into the show if you know.
I'm pretty sure there's Washington, Lincoln. I think Edison was one or something like that.
Someone weird, Roosevelt, or someone that wasn't like.
I don't know. This is embarrassing.
No, it's not. It's not. We're not supposed to remember anything from high school. I don't think.
I know. I feel like high school was just a big joke because I felt like it did not prepare me at all for the real world. Maybe for like trivia, but not
trivia. So the last time we saw each other was the last day of high school.
Which I don't remember at all.
All right, so I remember because I was looking at. I wanted to remember if you were even at the place. 'Cause I remember the people. Okay, so we're gonna mention some of your exes. I apologize, but they were like some of my best friends. And not actually. One of them was a really good friend. The other I thought was one of the coolest dudes ever. But I am glad you're here because we can have a balanced interpretation of how these people really are. Because my high school mind is well preserved and glazed over like an old donut. So I'm not sure if it's actually true. But so yeah, the last day of high school. I remember going to, I don't know if you drove me or someone else. I remember walking down the halls and there was just papers everywhere. It was mass chaos. There was a like ID. People were like duct taping their IDs to like the light posts. I feel so bad for the janitors, even to this day. I'm such an old man. I'm like, these goddamn kids fucking up that light post that to peel the paint off.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But so remember we went to Denny's and we had a huge table full of friends. We had a lot of people. Some of your friends were at the one table, and some of my friends were at the other table. And so we went there. Afterwards, we went to CJ Barrymore's with I remember Ryan Brooks, Brian. I'm trying to think who else. Maybe Julia and Ashley, I want to say. And after that, me and Brian went back to my house and made pot brownies, which was a exciting last day of school. But I'm trying to think.
That sounds pretty accurate. I mean, I don't really remember CJ Barrymore's at all, but I remember Denny's mainly because I remember that picture that somebody took of me looking at the freaking menu, and
it might have been me. I'm not sure. I don't want to throw myself under the bus. Might have been me.
I just remember it being like a horrible picture, and that's the only thing I remember of the entire thing.
Oh, I don't think. I don't. Hey, I don't think there's a such thing as a horrible picture.
Well, yeah. I mean, even if you do look gross, it's still funny, and it makes you remember things.
I can't afford the rights, but I want to sing the horrible song, Nickelback song. Look at this photograph. You're not a Nickelback fan, are you?
No.
That's good. I don't know why I would even peg you to possibly be a Nickelback fan. I remember, I don't have this on the list for some reason. I just remember almost kind of, I was trying to think if I do I want to talk about music. We never really shared music preferences at all, I don't think. But I used to remember you and Tony and Sean all was wearing these things. What are they? These trip pants. And I want to describe them because I know there's 12-year-olds listening to this on YouTube, and they're calling me faggot. And they will never live in a world, I think, that has seen trip pants. So I want you to describe what trip pants are. And do you still wear trip pants on occasion?
I do not still wear trip pants, mainly because of the fact. No, I loved wearing trip pants. They're extremely comfortable.
Describe them, please.
Basically, big ass black pants with some crazy colors on them sometimes.
Sweatpants with chains
with
is what
chains.
I can describe them as.
Chains.
Tons of pockets.
Tons of pockets. Kind of like creepy parachute pants.
Creepy parachute pants. Okay, so so I've heard the parachute pants thing before. It's almost like, is it like an MC Hammer? It's an MC Hammer thing, right? Not at all an ICP thing. Was it an ICP thing for you?
No.
You weren't a fan of ICP, were you?
I mean, there were a few songs that I got into. I will admit, I got into a couple of songs.
I got
in the
into
day.
one of them. Mostly just I doing research and say, oh, this isn't that bad. This is a song that sounds fairly. I probably would say horrible like the rest of them, but still good. 'Cause I liked horrible music for some reason.
Right, it was just so horrible that you ended up liking it. But no, it wasn't really an ICP thing. It just happens that a lot of people who do listen to ICP wear them.
What was some of the things you listened to in high school?
I was definitely into a lot of black metal in high school.
Marilyn Manson,
Cradle of Filth, Children Bodom, just a lot of dark, heavy stuff for sure.
Isn't there one called like Cuttlefish or something?
Cuttlefish?
I don't think that's real.
Possibly, but not one of the bands that I listened to.
Were we in like did we take any I think I remember you being in an art class with me, right? Did you take a lot of art classes?
Yeah, basically my entire high school career was in the art room.
Okay, because I wasn't 100% sure, because I definitely didn't peg you as someone that was like 100% bookwormy. You were definitely one of the smarter people I knew at that of my friend group, and one that probably you had good grades, right?
Yeah, I mean,
were you a relatively good kid?
Yeah,
you think?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I did my homework and I did everything I was supposed to in school, and I got really good grades. But I mean,
okay, so I remember my GPA being really. Do you remember what some of your GPAs were?
My GPA in high school was 3.5.
It scared me. I thought that was my phone.
I put my phone on silent.
Hey, I believe you. It's 100% true. It just scared me because I'm like, what is this noise coming from? I didn't even think it was a phone. I just thought I thought my life was ending. What is that ringtone?
It's the scariest alarm ever.
Okay, it's not a song or anything.
No, it was one of those stupid alarm tones.
It's like a gothic. It's almost semi-religious, and it scared me.
A little bit, yeah.
I heard any kind of that music any kind of that, that kind of gospel music.
It's like a chanting good morning, and it gets really it gets really intense, and it's the only thing that wakes me up in the morning because it's so freaking creepy. So
Mine is like the horrible iPhone one. It's like, and everyone had it because everyone at the geek has it. It's like it's these horrible xylophones, and it's the most horrible music ever. But everyone, it's the only thing that will get me up is just this horrible music. But so I was trying to do my research. So I was trying to see like if you like still like posted like pictures and stuff. Like, so what are you using now for like creative expression? Like, what of like high school? In the high school, what did you do mostly? Did you do mostly drawing, or did you do any? Because I know Brendan did mostly like clay and stuff. I don't know. I know I seen on Facebook. I'm mutual friends, who I haven't seen in a while. Cassie did a lot of art and drawing and stuff. What did you do? I guess I could have just asked you.
I was actually going to try and get Cassie on the show.
I would love her on the show.
We hung out yesterday.
Did you really?
Yeah, we smoked hookah together. It was awesome.
What did you do? Oh, who smoked hookah?
Yeah, we're like hookah buddies.
That's funny. I've never smoked hookah. What do you like about hookah?
Basically, well, in high school I did smoke a little bit of cigarettes, and I think cigarettes are freaking gross. So
did you smoke cigarettes? Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. And every once in a while I just like to smoke. So when other stuff isn't around, hookah is a good alternative.
Do you partake? You don't have to say if you don't want to, but
I do partake.
All right, yeah. So that I can see it as a thing because because when I was always like ready low and stuff, I would would want to partake. I would get those e-cigs. I didn't want to smoke either, but I don't know why I'm not into the hookah. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I kind of did like a cold turkey kind of thing with like this tobacco, and I don't know. I didn't want to even like chance it because like I might like it. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
Thinking about like I might not like it. You know, it's like I thought I would like it, so I didn't want to try it. It's like
yeah.
crack cocaine.
Cocaine.
Croquet. It's crack croquet, which is my new game I made out where you do crack and then you do croquet.
Oh man, that would be interesting for sure.
I don't know why I don't want to start because my Ray, who does shows, does I think he likes hookah a lot, and yeah, I always hear people liking hookah a lot, but I don't know why I'm not into it.
It's just a fun, chill thing to do every once in a while. I definitely don't like to make smoking anything in general a thing, but just
it's
to,
a
like,
social
chill out.
thing. It definitely is. Cigarette smoking for people who don't smoke is a total social thing. It's a reason to go outside and stuff, and it's a reason why. College classes have breaks and stuff. I think now is like literally. I think it's like smoking breaks. Like all the old. Because I go to a community college, so all the old people are there and they all need to smoke. But I don't know. What are some of the flavors you enjoy with?
Honestly, for me, every single hookah flavor tastes the same.
Does it? It's like just like tobacco.
Yeah, I mean, it all just kind of tastes like fruity smoke to me. So.
Fruity smoke.
Yep.
So they're probably more like I guess they're usually all like a fruity or kind of smoke.
Pretty much like fruit punch or like watermelon. I think that's what we had last time. I
just went to a cigar bar. It's Stray Cat by my house, and yeah, that was my phone.
Okay.
But so it was a cigar bar, and I'm like I wanted to partake. I wanted to but I couldn't do it. I don't know why I didn't want to. It's sad because I always wanted to get to the point where I think I quit smoking maybe trying to think how long it was ago, maybe 2 years ago now, and I quit basically cold turkey, and with the help of e-cigarettes, which I still think even if people are trying to quit smoking and they say they've tried them before, and like me, when I smoked, I really liked the harshness of the cigarette. I liked how it kind of took me back a little bit. It kind of got me a little high a little bit, but it was I kind of liked that. But I thought e-cigarettes kind of did the same thing for me. But my point was I wish I could I wanted to get to the point where I thought I could too. I could socially smoke, and I don't think I can do it anymore because it just happened maybe 2 years ago now. On Christmas, I just drank so much and I smoked, and it's kind of I've turned my stomach upside down. I couldn't do it anymore. I'm afraid that might happen too, where I just have a horrible night and I don't even want to risk it. I don't know.
Yeah, I just remember one night back in high school, I was smoking the cigarette and I looked at it. I'm just like, what the hell am I doing? And I just threw it away. I was like, this is gross. And every once in a while, especially if I'm drinking, I'll get the urge to smoke a cigarette, and then once I try doing it, I'm like, this is disgusting.
It is, and then I see it now, and it's I see the the $6.50 a pack thing. I'm just I don't like, And I thought about it today. I'm just like, okay, maybe what if that pack was $65 and if it was all weed, I would pay that much money for that. Like that, I could like save. But like cigarettes, I wouldn't even pay $6.50 for. Where with weed, I would pay like an exorbitant amount more. Like, I don't know, like weed just like it helps me. It's not that we need to get into a weed topic at all, but cigarettes just really just make me sick, and that's why I think I can still smoke, and like I still smoke marijuana and stuff, and that's my smoking now. Like I can't. The cigarettes just kind of like I don't know. It's kind of like a cheap knockoff of it. Where I think of like hookah could almost be like the middle ground of it, like where you would almost like where you would, I don't know. You'd almost would want to like. 'Cause I would never want like a spliff like with the tobacco mix, but maybe almost like hookah tobacco or whatever. Like the flavored tobacco would just be called, but. Almost like I don't know. I guess that's what they get with like. 'Cause I never was a joint smoker either, so like that kind of got like people always wanted like the fruity flavors. Where like I didn't really care. I'm like I'll chew bubble gum if I want that. I don't know. So what did you now for creative expression? I don't know if I even asked you yet. But so when and in high school art, what did you do? Mostly like hand drawing and stuff. Hand drawing. Feet drawing. You used your feet. You majored in feet. You were the girl that made them set a bunch of tarps.
I just got like the weirdest like image in my head.
I am too. She's just sitting on a table and just like, feet up in the air, ass in the air with your feet up.
In a sex class. She would totally be down with it too. She'd be like, "That is so nice.
That is so
You're doing
perfect.
such a great job." I love Miss Sec. She was awesome. But yeah,
describe Miss Sec, because she was just a awesome soul.
She was amazing. Like
describe Miss Sec in detail for the next 30 seconds.
Miss Sec was
like godly.
Oh yeah, it's godly. She was the most amazing teacher I've probably ever had, besides one of my other professors that I had in college. But she was super nice, and like literally my first day of high school.
You could do no wrong, literally.
Yeah, but literally my first day in high school, I was terrified, and like she made me feel so welcome in the art class, and she was the only reason that I really got into like drawing and painting, and she's the only reason why I got so good at it. And
you could not. There's no way you could have failed her class. She was like, as long as you were like progressing your thing. She was actually pretty good about like paying attention. As long as you were progressing in your art, she did not care. And that she was so much different than the other art teacher, which was the literal devil, like the worst cookie cutter, horrible. I literally had to yell out like shortcuts to her because she couldn't figure it out. It was so sad. Which one of my I had a college class. I have a college class now. I'm taking, and the professor couldn't figure out what it was, and someone else literally did the me thing and yelled out the shortcut. And he's like, "Oh, it was hidden." It was just like, I gave him like a half credit, but like, I'm just like, I had to yell out. And I was like, I'm in high school. Like I had to. I don't know.
Like
she was horrible. But Miss Sec was such a sweetheart, and like I loved her so much. Go on though.
You seriously had to be like the worst kid in the world to have to fail her class, or not even the worst kid, just the laziest kid in the world to fail her class, because like you could fail her class if you were absolutely horrible. Like if you tried to take it as a blow-off class, you probably still could get away with it. Yeah.
And a lot of people still did do it for that reason, but it's she was really good. So you did mostly drawing and stuff. Did you ever do, because I took a I think it was like was there like a purely like sculpture like clay class?
Yeah, ceramics class.
It was a ceramic class. Yeah. I did take that.
I think we were all in that class together. I remember one year in particular that all of us were in the same class. I don't know if you were there, but it was me, Tony, Cassie, Mia. You had to be there. Sean, September. We were all in the same class together.
Possibly. This might have been really early on. Do you remember what year it would have been? What grade we were in?
I want to say it was probably like sophomore year.
Yep, I think I remember this. Okay, I remember September, and I had another class with her, and unless we were friends from that, but I loved September too. She was such a cute. She was what was she to us? Was she a year younger than us?
I believe so. Yeah.
She was like a mini you, but like not as cute and like and awesome. Like she was
She reminded me of
a little bit of a lost soul, but like. like awesome and stuff, and she was like, she was like one of my only friends in one of my classes, so we could like be like awesome like emo kids together, which we totally were. Like at least I was.
She was like not in emotional sense emo. She was just
I was
so
such
cheerful.
a poser emo.
She was just so cheerful and so
She
like
was. Her name was September, for Christ's
so
sake. It's
positive.
so cute.
Yeah. Just adorable soul.
But then she like dressed with like all black, and
Yeah.
like you could like, if she would be allowed to, I could see her like coming in with like blood, being covered in blood. I swear.
She wore a good pair of pigtails though, that's for sure.
She did. She was like okay. She was a disaster, but she was totally awesome. She was. She was. She
You're
was.
so mean.
I mean, in the best way. I totally do. I really do. But I mean, we totally, all of us were. But pretty much everyone, all of the. Yeah, I was gonna say. I was trying to think of like crazy things we've done together, and I'm like, you're the most normal, one of the most normal friends I've had. Like,
Which is saying something. That I'm one of the most normal friends that you've had. But yeah, I mean, which is really weird because everybody thinks that I'm just so crazy and weird because, well, back in high school especially, I used to dress really weird.
I mean, there's definitely
so.
something about, you know what I mean? Like there was like a reason why, because I think we met through, I'm pretty sure we met through Tony, if I'm not mistaken, and which we ended up being better friends. Me and you ended up being better friends than me and Tony. Because I think maybe even before you guys broke up, like we would just like hang out and stuff too, like, and I'm just like, I kind of did it to a lot of people. Like I was always like friends with the guy. I'm just like, nope, I just go skip to the other one. I'm trying to think who else I did that with. I did it with Paige, with Brendan.
Oh my God, Paige.
Oh God, we should get Paige on too. Have you talked to her ever?
No.
Oh,
I remember that freaking.
She was a disaster, but she was totally awesome, and she was like so much like me in tune. She's like so I love everything about Paige. Like she is so cool. Like God, she was one of the first girls to shave her head.
Yeah,
I mean,
that took balls.
someone
like,
else
for sure.
did like the side cut, which I forgot what her name was. You know what I'm talking about?
Was it Cassie?
It wasn't Cassie, but it was another girl. No, it's another Cassie.
The other Cassie.
Yep,
yeah.
the other Cassie. Yep, you're right. And so she had the side cut, but Paige did like the total awesome thing. And obviously, it's like I almost thought of like of a Britney Spears thing, but like she did the totally balls out move of shaving her head, and she looked great. Like
Yeah,
she looked so good.
She
Like,
rocked it for sure.
she reminded me. Okay, so there's Carol from Walking Dead.
Oh yeah! Oh my God!
That literally is Carol from Walking Dead, and God, it's totally adorable. Like it looked like an old grandma, and she's oh my God, she's gonna be a cute old grandma. I swear. Yeah, that's so crazy because she was still pretty cute when she had longer hair, but I think I like her with like no hair. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, definitely
I'm a freak though.
when it started growing out though, and it was just a little bit short, she looked awesome.
Yeah, like it was like a little bit, almost kind of like a little shorter than like when I had shaved my head. It was almost kind of like that.
Little
but
pixie cut kind of look
pixie
to it.
cut. Yeah. God, that's funny.
I just remember that one picture that we took. I don't know if that was for you or not, but we had like a strawberry in between, and we were like literally like making out with the strawberry in the middle of like class or something. Like
Yeah, I think it was after school. We were in like the hallway or something, and like I always had like my DSLR for like my class. I love them. I'm so thankful I had like a camera with me, like that I could take pictures and stuff. For especially towards the end of the like my senior year and stuff, I had like a reason to have a big camera with me because of the photography class. So yeah, I have a lot of awesome pictures. I was looking on Facebook I wanted to double check that you were at the last day of high school. I want to make sure I'm not bringing up. I want to make sure I don't look like an asshole, for Christ's sakes. But and I just like I couldn't look at any. I had to look at the one album and that was it. Cause I was so sad. And that's I was just like, oh, I was so happy. It was so awesome. Like.
I used to have a lot of great pictures, but
I do on my Facebook. I have them hidden. I haven't shared with Nora, and remind me, I'll share them with you too, because it's kind of a neat little. I should put them on Facebook because I'm kind of like I kind of rehid myself on Facebook, so I should make those public.
Yeah, you should. That would be awesome because like all of my pictures disappeared because I had them just all stored on MySpace. MySpace like freaking changed.
Did it get rid of the pictures?
Yeah, they deleted all the pictures.
Oh, that's not good because I never took mine off. Ooh, that's not good.
sucks. I had some really good pictures on there.
Maybe it's like hidden some, but I hope that's not the case. But I wouldn't be surprised if MySpace is producing now. What is there an intern outside? Oh, I don't know what the hell that is. Is that coming from outside? Do you hear that?
I have no idea. It kind of sounded like a ghost cat.
That's really scary.
You know, some fucked up shit like really happened to me like just the other day. Before one of my friends came over, we were gonna watch a scary movie together, and my door literally opened by itself.
All right, so you're kind of I'm gonna let you finish. Like I keep doing the Kanye, but are you a ghost believer?
I think so. I mean,
ooh, controversial.
Controversial. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've had a lot of reasons to believe that they are. So.
Ooh, go on. We'll get a little conspiracy. I'm down for that.
Well, just for the example of my door like literally opening by itself, and like everybody's like, "Oh, it's just a wind," blah blah blah. But no, it's not, because I actually had the door closed and I could hear the latch open. And before it opened, my cat.
You do have a cat.
Yeah, my cat was standing at the door, like meowing and like scratching at the door, which he's never done before, and it was just weird. And that's not the first time it's happened to me. It happened to me another time while I was living at my parents' house too, and at another apartment. So
that's
I have something
freaky.
following me.
How new is your cat?
He is 6 months old, and I just got him, I believe, last month.
Aw, I'm gonna show some cat pictures while we talk about him. He's just the cutest little kitten. So how long is you? Okay, you just said this, but how old is this cat? He's 6 months, and you've had him for how long?
And I've had him for like maybe almost a month.
Aw, it's so cute. It's like, for the audio listeners, it's like an all-white cat with these random spots in like all the right places. It's like, it's almost kind of like a fucked up Photoshop. Like it's all the the spots should be like in other places, but like they're so strategically placed. It just kind of looks like a.
It's like a fuzzy domino.
Looks like a canvas that's like it's like a little domino-y. That cat is so cute. And then you posted let's see if I can click the other video. You posted a little, which was my favorite. This might have audio. In a second. What is the cat playing with in this video?
Some kind of like tap. But he literally was playing in the tub for like 2 hours this morning.
So my cat would go in there to drink. That is so cute. What's the cat's name again?
His name is Maxwell.
Maxwell. Aww. That's super cute. I love cats.
He's cute, but he's a dick.
Yeah, you said that was a dick move. Why is it a dick move to be so awesome and cute?
Well, he'll just like randomly run around the house while I'm trying to sleep, and like he just gets into everything. And
cats do that. I don't know. My cats do that still now too. Like my cat Katie, she'll like run from like run all the way upstairs and just stop, look around, and then run upstairs again. She is nuts. Like she's crazy. Now my cat Rusty, he'll do the. That's what I think what we might be hearing now is this. Literally like that. We have someone that works in the house, and she called us, and she goes. She's working in here, and she called us. She goes, I hear. She thought there was like a ghost in the house. She's like, this is like my grandpa that's like just died, and she goes, I hear something upstairs. I hear something upstairs, and they're like, oh, it's probably Rusty. He sounds like an old dying man. He really does. And Katie will just do the normal meow meow, like she'll just do that randomly for literally no reason, like. And yeah, they palm my door too, and they're cats are crazy. I don't know.
My cat's also a talker too. Like he will complain about his day to me. Like
complain this bitch to you.
He does. He's such a bitch. Like he just complains about everything. Like his life is so hard.
What kind of cat struggles do you think your cat has?
Probably having the smelliest shit ever. Like
my cat's
so
been farting a lot
stinky.
too, and it doesn't happen a lot, but it's death. It's literal death.
It's so disgusting. Like it's seriously, he gasses the house. Like Jill, my friend Jill, she was like, that cat is Hitler reincarnated because
I'm glad you said it.
house.
I don't have to apologize next week.
and he has a little spot on his paw, so every time like he licks his paw like that, it looks like
Oh, it looks like the little
a little mustache on his paw.
That's cute. That is cute. Oh, all right. So we met. I've always liked to go back to the very, very, very roots. So we met through Tony, and I don't even remember. Cause I remember. I was trying to think like what kind of stuff we did when we hung out. It's slowly coming back to me now, but I just remember like hanging out a lot at like your house and stuff. Did you do hair? Did you do hair at all? Like I remember being at someone's house and we were doing like Jimmy's hair or something. Was that you? Maybe Ayla was doing it. Maybe Ayla was there and she was at your house. Because I think, oh god, Ayla is a complete disaster too. I think if I remember correctly, you towards the end did not like Ayla. Me, I don't talk to her at all, so I don't have a bias at all.
I mean, just a lot of stuff went down to where we just never got along. I mean,
so I'll start. She's always okay. So she was always, I think, dating a friend, Jimmy, and always kind of like, especially in high school, it's kind of like the gay guy, kind of not really, half and half, and. So me and Ayla would like kind of like half and half date and stuff, and like we would like go on to like we would like go to like Cedar Point and stuff together, and we'd like sleep in the same bed and stuff, and do other stuff and stuff. So she was kind of a little hoary. I thought she was really cute and stuff, a little cross-eyed, a little cross-eyed, and a little promiscuous, and not so faithful. And I remember it's okay. So I remember being in like. She must have been like dating someone, and like we were in like bed together, and like it's not like vacation and stuff. Like family members were around and stuff like that. We're just like kids, like hey, we're fooling around kids. And I just remember like being an old man, like, hey, I gotta go to bed, and like she's just like texting some other guy, like some third guy. I don't. Maybe this is all. Hey, I don't remember all.
I don't know. I think maybe now we could maybe be cool, but I just the whole way that our group was, I just didn't feel like she fit
actually
in very well.
I'm gonna come to your savior. I don't think even now, because I remember her especially towards the end, she was like because like I never like really like not to say I ended it, but I'm like I just kind of like didn't put any more effort into it. And she started like dating some like kid that was even younger than me, because she was a grade above me, and she started dating some guy that was like a lot younger than her. And it was just like really weird, and it's just, I don't know. It almost looked like me with like weird long hair and stuff. I don't know. He was just a weirdo.
I don't know. I mean, I just didn't understand the whole Jimmy Ayla thing, because
Jimmy was
he was just so different. Like he's just so different from her. So and she didn't really fit in with our group. I don't think that she did.
Yeah, she was definitely kind of weird. But I just remember being like hanging out at God, I don't know if he might have been there, maybe not. But do you remember Tom?
Tom who? Because I've met a lot of Toms.
Maybe Hardy or something.
I can't say that I remember.
I don't know, but maybe it was just like a friend of a friend or something. But maybe we'll see him today after the break. But I almost got into a little bit of a knife fight.
Oh wow!
I almost got my shit handed to me. But hey, Allie, can I tell you about something I really like? All right, so I like to drink. Do you know what I absolutely hate? I don't like, I want to go out. I want to get a few beers in me, but I don't want to drive. So do you know what I absolutely love? I love Uber. And do you know what I love about Uber? Is you can use promo code BEERadio for $20 off your first ride. You get a cart, it's sent directly to you. You open up your iPhone app. You say, hey, give me a ride. And it comes right to you. You can see where it's coming. Oh, my God. It's such a great app. Just, try it out. Download the app on any Windows, iPhone, Android. Do it today. Uber BEERadio.
Well, yeah, I'm usually a shy person, but if you want to hear some good stories, just ask the right questions.
Of you?
Oh, yeah, I could embarrass the shit out of myself with some of the stories that I have.
Okay, you have to tell me some stories now. The hell, you started to show up, you come back from break like that. What are some, what kind of stuff do you get into? What are some of the, You have to spill a little bit. You have to give me a little bit to lead off of. What of some drinking?
Drinking, yeah.
What is some of the craziest things you've done? Have you done drinking?
Oh man. Well, I've toned down a little bit, so I do really, really like going out to bars and having a good time and dancing and all that crazy stuff. I mean, just yesterday I went out with a bunch of friends and it was so much fun. And I seen the snowman on the side of the road, just like somebody went balls deep building the snowman. Like it was the perfect snowman I've ever seen in my entire life. Scarf, hat, everything. And it was just like, you know what? I need to take a picture with the snowman. So we went to the bar, got drunk, went back, literally ran on this person's yard and just like raped their snowman. And it was awesome.
Yeah, you were doing. I believe you groped the snowman.
Yes,
and,
which I didn't mean to, but that's just how the picture came out. It was hilarious.
The snowman was missing a couple teeth.
I know. Like, I mean, that snowman was smoking some crack or something.
It had 3 strategically placed teeth.
Yeah, because they were like falling out, and you could see like the holes in them, so they were there before. So
I just thought they just ran out of things. I didn't want to show the picture. I'm like, that's a shitty ass snowman. This is drunk snowman.
Yeah, it's like the perfect smile on his face. It's just epic moment.
It was a good snowman.
Oh yeah.
All right, so we teased at the beginning of the break. I don't even know if you were at the event. Or even like if you even hung out with us when you were there. But I remember I'd always like hang out at it was Tom's place. Do you know the Tom I'm talking about? I don't know his last name really. He would hang out with he dated Julia.
Oh my fucking god, Tom.
Yes. Crazy. Okay, so you guys are all okay, so you are at like the bottom of the list of like cutest like gothic girl, and then Tony's pretty bad, but not horrible, but pretty bad. Tony's pretty bad. He's pretty bad. And Tom is like just a little bit worse. Add 20 years and a lot of missed opportunities.
Oh my god, Tom.
10 years and a bunch of sadness.
He was such a nice dude, but man, I don't know, just at the end of that like party phase, just I don't know what happened. Like it just got weird. It just got crazy. And
so what got weird with you with Tom? Tom, I want to know what we're dealing with at least.
Me and Tom, like we had a pretty straight relationship. I mean, I think at some point he was trying to like
get with you.
Me.
Really?
Yeah, which was really weird.
Were you in a relationship with anyone at the time or no?
I believe I was with. You know what? I take that back because the Tom phase happened after me and Tony were done, and then I think I was just, oh, you know what? I was with somebody. I was with another person who wasn't a part of any of our friend group or anything like that. And he was a douchebag. But
what kind of guy was that? What kind of a douchebag?
Yeah, a douchebag.
What kind of? I'm just trying to see if you dated any kind of like random like okay, this guy seems like a totally like out of your like normal type kind of guys. What kind of guy was he?
For sure, like definitely not my type at all. But I just
was he a jock?
No, he was just.
I just imagine some like, dude, bro, like, hey, Ellie, I want to play sports. It's like a total dude, like almost like your brother, like.
Oh my god, no, not like.
Did you forget about your brother?
Kind of. I don't see him a lot. He actually lives with my mom in Brighton, so it's just me over in this area right now. But
okay.
But yeah, the guy that I was dating, I wouldn't say that he was like a wigger, but he was kind of a wigger.
which a normal person might say, okay, so these are like these freaks are like they'll all be, you know, the ICP where you're like are all drawing like this is like a total like opposite, almost kind of like a family. This is like a total like you guys should be enemies. Like,
yeah, for real. Like we were exact opposites, and I mean even in our dating we were kind of like enemies. So I'm not sure what it was.
How low were his pants on a daily basis?
I mean as far as like pants swag or sag pants
swag.
It wasn't too bad, but I mean
I've got some pants swag on right now.
He did have a little bit of sag to his pants, and I don't know, it was a really horrible bad experience, and we'll never do it again. But yeah, I was with him at the time.
So as crazy as Tom would be at it, because Tom is like a total disaster, and I would think would never be in your league, because you're like my daughter. Like I was thinking, like I was trying to describe our relationship, like almost kind of like almost like a sister relationship, but also like you're almost, I think of you like and respect level, almost not respect level, but like thinking of you like my daughter, like she's always just so perfect, like she would never date a man like that. Like
I think I actually called you Dad in high school.
of course, that was one of other people's or my catchphrases was to call people Dad. But you dating Tom would be not 100% crazy compared to the Wigger, but still crazy. Okay, never mind. I'll never mind.
No,
ignore what I just said.
I don't think I could touch that.
Tom is a disaster. But do you have any more descriptive tones of Tom?
Bad tattoos.
Bad tattoos.
Braids in the hair. Scraggly beard. He kind of would have looked like Tony if Tony was like 20 years older. And then he was a nice dude, though. Like, he was a nice dude. And I appreciate Tom and all of his
He hosted a lot of parties
willingness
for a lot of underage kids.
to let underage kids get drunk at his house. I mean,
Allegedly.
that was nice, because I mean, we had like a shit ton of people over there all the time. Like, it wasn't just weekend parties, it was like a party every single day.
But I think eventually, and obviously did, eventually it got a little bit too much for him, because I remember being in the kitchen with me and Brendan were just hanging out. You know, for some reason we couldn't smoke in that house. I remember, or maybe we did, maybe we didn't. But I remember smoking out in that parking lot a lot. Like, why? That's the boundaries of this house, is smoking indoors. But I remember being inside the kitchen, and I don't know what I did. I don't think this was brought on by absolutely anything. But I remember getting the knife to my throat by Tom.
Yes, that was
and Brendan being sitting there just like.
That was the main reason why we just all had to like cut it off and stop it, because he just kept putting freaking knives to people's throats. It's like, who does that?
Why was this a thing? Tell me about the first time it happened, at least to your knowledge.
At least to my knowledge, basically the first time that it happened that everybody was just like freaking out about it was when he actually put a knife to Ryan Brooks's throat.
It was just a Ryan thing. He did not like Ryan's at all.
I don't know what Ryan did to escalate it to that point, but I think Tom just had a thing about showing his knife and just like,
because Ryan was as awkward as I was, but I don't think I would have, especially in that situation. I was probably terrified no matter what, but that I would have done anything weird. Like I did weird stuff in the safety, I thought, of school, where I still got choked out for like slapping some black girl's booty to be funny, allegedly. But yeah, I don't even know what I did. Like, I don't know what I did. Like, I can't even fathom, like, what brought it on. I just remember, like, we're looking at Brandon, this is like, this happened. Like,
yeah, I don't think anybody really did anything. I think he just wanted to,
I couldn't, like, run out either, because I had to, like, kind of pretend like this just shouldn't just happen. Like, I don't think I said it to anything besides, like, Brendan. Like, me and Brendan were just like, that was fucked up. We're gonna leave within the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's really what happened, that he just put his freaking knife to too many throats, and that nobody wanted to come over anymore. So we were like, shit, we gotta find a new place to party.
Really went it down here when you start getting your life threatened with a dull knife.
A fucking pocket knife.
Yeah. We were in a kitchen. There were giant blades you could have used.
For sure. I mean, I don't know. I think that just was his way of showing his manliness or trying to intimidate people.
It's obviously it's a deep down emotional, like a kind of issue,
something like a comfort thing.
Yeah, well, you need to either, not even so much for comfort. This kind of like a thing of like masculinity, like you said. This, like, it's not so much that you said, but like the 4 other people in the back of my mind are thinking, but like, I don't know. This is, I don't understand. Like that's so like I don't know, like thuggish. It's like so scary. It's just like so like heartless.
It is scary, especially since all of us were just little babies, and like he was the old guy of the group. So
it's kind of like dumb too. It's just like, okay, I can see like doing some random person on the street, like I can see needing to do that, and like still, it'd still be considered thuggish, but like you had no point to prove. Like, I remember. Oh no, I remember too. I let that fucker smoke some of my weed too. Like I let this fucker smoke 5 minutes before, and he threatened me with the knife. I'm like, you just smoked my weed, fuck face. You piece of shit. Like do not like don't stab the hand that feeds you.
Don't stab
the fucking horse in the mouth that you got for free.
Though I will say that out of all the times that Tom put his knife up to Ryan Brooks' throat, Ryan Brooks got back at him at the last party, one of the last parties that we had. He fucking puked in Tom's shoe. It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
I wish I could have puked in a guy's shoe.
We were like laying in his like closet under his stairs.
Hiding?
I don't know what the hell we were doing. I think we were trying to go to sleep.
Why were you in the closet?
Just to get away from everybody else. I don't know.
Get away from the stabbins.
It's from the stabbins, yeah. And he was just like, "Oh, I don't feel good," and he was like, "Oh, I gotta puke," and he picked up a shoe and like puked in it. It was the best thing ever.
Oh god, I'm like, yeah, I definitely that escalated me into old man territory very quickly, where I'm just like, I'm not gonna do anything crazy anymore. Like that was like as normal of our, like, we never really did anything crazy where, like, you know, we never really even went to like crazy concerts or stuff together, I don't think. But that was like the only group of people I actually like literally partied with, where like I went with a bunch of group of people. Like I've never in high school I never really had like I never like wanted to do a party experience, but that was always kind of like the lowest, like that was my like crazy, and that was like the least party atmosphere too. It was just like so low key and just like TV watching and bonfires and like weed smoking, and I don't know, it's just like so crazy and fun, and like I don't know.
Junior year of high school to the summer before I started college was just a very dirty, crazy year of just...
What is the time period again? Junior year up until college?
Yeah. Maybe starting the end of sophomore year. It was just after...
it changed for me about then, too.
Yeah, after breaking up with Tony, that my entire group, my entire friend base completely changed. And I just, like, hopped to this other, like, group of friends where it was, like, Brian, Kevin, Ryan Brooks... I still hung out with you.
That group, yeah.
That group of people, and it was just like, I don't know.
What kind of friends did you have before then? Like,
before then, it was
the
like,
same type of like that kind of group of people, or was it like was that like your change? I remember like sophomore year being my change from like literally being born to like up until like, you know, elementary school, middle school, up until like ninth grade was like the last year I like, and that was the year I changed. Like I started like, I saw like you guys were in like these cool gloves and stuff, and I'd start like making like weird stuff out of like masking tape and like electrical tape on my hands, and, like trying to hang out with like, I remember hanging out with like Mike Jocks, I don't know if you remember, or Jack, because he hung out with Angel, who was again a total disaster, who I absolutely adored, and like that was another thing where I was like the gay guy who like guys always thought that who Mike always thought I was like trying to get into his his relationship, but in reality I really just wanted to fuck Mike. But like I knew me and Angela could be like the only like, you know, could be like really good friends and stuff. But actually me and Mike were pretty good friends and too. We were like nerd friends, but that group of people like really like spiked me into that. Like I had that group of kids. I think I had like keyboarding or something. That was my first like elective class. So it's like, oh my god, I'm gonna go wild in my electives, and yeah, that kind of pushed me into the Nightmare on Elm Street and stuff. And yeah, I was doing a diagram of like before the show started. We were talking about like mic technique. I'm gonna do a diagram, but I drew one out and it looked like Nightmare Before Elm Street. But yeah, that was my jam, Nightmare Before Elm Street. I started getting into that and stuff, and like I didn't even really like the movies. I was a total poser and stuff. But I loved that group of friends and stuff, and like, and it totally like got me. It did more of a inside change than the outside, where on the outside it was a totally like expression thing, but it totally changed me on the inside of like not caring how other people perceived me and like almost wanting people to not like me. and like not almost wanting to like figure out who would not accept me for the way I was inside, and like knowing if I knew I could dress like totally crazy on the outside and still have friends, like I made it, like, and that totally like helped me. Like you guys were like some of like my first like friends and like that were inside of like school and stuff like that I got. Not because I always had like singular friends, but like this, it got me into like the group atmosphere where like I don't know, not to like mention ICP again, but it was always like a big family and stuff. Like we're like it was. You guys were so accepting of me. Like where you drove me home all the time, and like I always hung out with like all of your friends and stuff, and I was so excited to like meet your friends and stuff. I was always so nervous, but like so excited, and like I don't know, you guys were very where, you know, I had friends who were very open and stuff, but like they were like we were like, you know, one-on-one and stuff where we were like one-on-one friends too, but like we just had like a really good like atmosphere of friends, which I'm like trying to recreate now with like, you know, up until like a couple years ago I had like friends where I'd only hang out with them individually, like, you know, like Chloe I'd only hang out with Chloe, Ray I'd only hang out with Ray, you know, Brendan I'd only hang out with Brendan, Katie I'd only hang out with Katie. Now I'm like mixing them all together with like. And that was, you know, I'm trying to, like, that was, you know, to which the last time I had that was like with you guys, where, like, we were, like, hanging out with a big group of people. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know.
Everyone was,
totally
like, it was like family. It was, like, a big family sleepover. Everyone was so accepting. It was really, like, the sweetest thing ever. It really was, like, it.
It really was, for sure. I mean, in grade school, I just, like, I had a humongous nerd group of friends. Like, I was such a nerd. Too. And then that kind of, like, escalated into, like, the Tony group of just, like, we were just so tight.
It was an accepting group, and you know, it was almost kind of like, and I can see how almost like I can see how they almost consider like the ICP a gang, where it almost was like a gang. It was.
I was just about to say that, like, even like,
it was like the lower. It was almost like it was almost kind of like almost kind of like the street gang kind of thing, but like minus the street. It was just kind of like
we were a fucking gang. We had a name for our friend group. Remember, we were GT.
I did it. No, I wasn't. I don't think I was in that. I wasn't allowed. I'm sure I wasn't.
Yeah, that was the name of our group friend. We were the fucking GT group, and it was like
I hung out with the FX kids. You remember those?
FX kids, yeah.
Mike was FX, and now my email still to this day is RyanFX. So figure out the prefix, guys, and send me spam. But yeah, I did. Yeah, fucking extreme.
Yeah, so it was just turning into
that's what it stood for, right? Right. Yeah, I'm in the know.
Like that was a really just great group of friends to hang out with high school, and it's just really unfortunate how it all ended. Because definitely, high
school ended, or
just like the whole
what
friend
happened?
Group, like
did something happen besides the end of high school?
Yeah,
that's what ended for me. The end of high school.
I think it was just all like just being like young and stupid. Like I definitely made like a lot of mistakes, and if I could go back and fix those mistakes, I could. But it just all just kind of like collapsed on itself just due to like being stupid and reckless and stuff like that.
And I'm like, so like, I'm still torn. Like, if I could go back, would I want to? But like, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't want to have to relive it. But it's also like, I don't know if I could. Not at this point. I don't think I would ever want to go back. Like,
I just feel like it would be weird.
I don't know how I feel about time travel.
It would just be weird to have like that kind of friend group, because you were just so close. We hung out like every day, and it's just I just can't even imagine that anymore, because everybody's just so busy now. And
yeah, I agree.
And it's just, it's just weird to think of my life where I went to high school and then I hung out with this group of friends every single day and never got tired of them.
It was a really weird thing, like with the high school, like just like exactly like you said, like you were. I liked it because it was like almost like a job to me. Because I always started working really young, and I always worked at home and by myself, to where it almost so I kind of like I almost kind of combined the social like. The social situations of working young, and then also having the combined of like the high school, where like I'm almost kind of thankful I went to high school, because I had the experience of having to work with people alongside people, where especially in like photography did a lot for me, for like the portfolio class, where you were literally you went to a class where there's a class going on, you sat down and you literally did your own stuff for an hour, and you could goof off all hour.
Portfolio class. It was my favorite thing.
And and Miss Saunders would make sure you're doing something, and it was easy to get away with it, but you had to be, you couldn't not be, you couldn't be, I think she was more about a power trip. You couldn't be like, oh, I'm not doing anything. You couldn't you had to not be just blatantly dicking around, you know what I mean?
I mean, I will say that my pencil drawing got so much better in Miss Saunders' class, but it just wasn't as dynamic and fun is like my sex class for sure. But that like end of the year portfolio show, that was like a highlight for me.
I don't think I did a portfolio show. What was it?
At the end of senior year, I believe, all the senior students we do like an art show. So everybody in that year, so I'm pretty sure Ray was in it, and Cassie.
Oh,
and
I see what you're saying. Yeah, at the end, we would in the auditorium at the school we would put together, and I love that. Someone said it was so fun. Yeah, we would just kind of like hang out, and especially being we were some of the kids. I only took it for like one semester, I believe, but yeah, we were the kids that set up the thing, and we kind of like it was fun. We kind of got the the art exhibit experience where we're like kind of managing the art exhibit to kind of like put stuff in its places. I remember I wasn't in portfolio class yet, but I was in the class before, and I had like a full board anyways, and I just like actually had a full board, and the two other pictures were like Brennan, so I'm like commissioned. So I put a big giant sign in front because I'm just like I'm the badass, and Miss Sack she like ripped the sign down. I was like it was a nice sign, but like no other sign. I had the biggest ego trip because I really did. I was a huge dick. I really did.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I do really miss art class, but I'm pretty confident that I would not want to go back to high school at all.
It's hard to think about. Yeah, I just think even wanting to ever go back.
It would just be weird because like my life is just so busy right now, and just I don't even know if I could handle just sitting in a class for like all day, like sitting in classes all day.
Yeah, it's hard for me now, like being in college, like to sit for a long time. Like now I'm getting to the point now where I'm better at it, and I actually almost treat it like, cause I listen to podcasts nonstop, and it's like my TV watching. It's like my I'm sitting in an interview. Like now I take classes where I sit there with all the other kids, and I'm like I make perfect eye contact with the teacher because I'm like. This is like I get to listen to this person talk, so I kind of almost appreciate it more, and not even so much the fact that I'm paying for it, but just the fact I just like if I don't want to be here, like, and I didn't tell myself to think like this, but like if I don't want to be here, there's no point. But at least for me, like I can't fake it. I have to want to be here, and now I'm actually getting. Who knows? Because like my instructor just died, so who knows if he was on his deathbed really excited that he was dying, or maybe he just was excited to have me. But so I just got my first A in a college class, and this is my first class back after a few years, and I'm hoping that it's a new leaf where I'm actually like. Because I'm always like, and being in high school, I'm like, oh, I always hated taking classes because I always thought and knew I would fail. Like, I'm like, I can't do this. And I'm like, now I'm getting to the point now where I'm like, I can understand this. Like, even with math, I'm like, I couldn't never imagine thinking about understanding like algebra or something crazy like calculus or something.
I just feel like a lot of years were like wasted on teaching us stupid crap. Because, like, even in college, I didn't do half the stuff that I did in high school, and I don't remember half of the stuff I learned in high school.
I still hate the thing. Oh, well, mostly not. I'm still a joke from a friend, but like, oh fuck, you never get to have. They didn't say fuck in my class, but oh, you never get to have a calculator in your older in the grocery store when you're trying to buy eggs. Oh fuck you! I got my iPhone.
Exactly.
There's a scientific calculator for fuck's sake. It's fucked up.
Exactly. I mean, like even in the math classes that I took in college, we had freaking calculators, and I'm like,
okay, I'm gonna have to carry a calculator for the rest of my life. That's fine. I have a fucking. I don't even want the scientific. I have calculators I don't want on my phone. Like
at this point, like with technology going somewhere, we're gonna have like watches. There is fucking like Google watches where you can say, okay, Google, what's 50 divided by 3?
The Motos 360, the LG. Yeah, they have a bunch of the Pebble and the iPhone. Apple Watch is coming out soon, which I haven't been a watch wearer since God, must have been elementary school, if that, maybe not even earlier. But I always wanted the big calculator watches because I wanted a fucking calculator. I wanted to be able to go to the grocery store when I'm 20 years old and not be a fuck up like my teacher said I would be. So I wanted that, and now I'm like, I'm gonna have to go to the dollar store and get like a cheap watch because I'm gonna have to start wearing it because we do tech inside baseball. We do tech stuff here. I have to have all the goddamn iPhones here, but so I'm gonna have to start wearing a watch, and I'm like, I don't know. I did do the Google Glass thing where you had the thing there, and that's just nuts. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the watch is gonna be crazy.
It's gonna get nuts. Eventually, all you have to do is think about what you want to know, and something's gonna tell you. So,
well, I think it's crazy for like the mentally disabled. They have like the thing where you can like they tracks your. I guess it doesn't like eye tracking, but like it can track your eye, and like if I had like I could like control a computer screen with like my eye. You know, I could like blink to click. You know what I mean? It's like they have this crazy stuff nowadays. I don't understand it.
yeah, I mean, like even in college, I feel like very misled about the whole point of college because I'm graduated from college, have yet to find a job, and I feel like I was supposed to network more in college as opposed to worrying about getting good grades.
Yeah.
Because even like the good grades don't mean anything.
It's true, yeah. What kind of college classes are you taking, though?
I'm actually in grad school right now, so I'm taking some really strange classes. So I'm just doing like a basic intro class, and the other class that I'm taking was supposed to be like an elective class.
Okay.
And there was hardly any choices because my college kind of like it's a good college. It just like sucks when it comes to like grad school apparently. But
do you want to say, you don't have to say what college it is, but what kind of, if you don't want to say what kind, describe what kind of college it is.
It's UDM.
Okay, that's
University of Detroit Mercy.
Okay, so you were doing a friend of mine. I just know that because a friend of mine, I think he did it for a while. But it's more medical stuff. Am I right?
Right, like their liberal arts and communications department is like super super small, and that's what I'm going for. And there just wasn't a lot of classes to choose from. So the class that I ended up taking for my elective is called Theology of the Imagination.
Ooh, it sounds interesting.
Yes, it sounds pretty interesting, but I mean, like...
It's not...
Well, no, I mean, it's really interesting. It's just that I'm paying for this class, and it's going to do absolutely nothing for progressing myself into my field.
That's what I kind of... I'm actually enjoying classes now. In fact, I add this, but, like, I'm taking classes now of stuff I, like, want to learn. Like I took a video class because I wanted to learn. I like how to like edit stuff on more of a professional basis. 'Cause I can like edit it with like, you know, basic like GarageBand stuff. But like I wanted to get more into that. And so I'm actually kind of like that. But yeah, I still haven't taken electives, and I'm still, you know, I'm like 5 years in past high school. I don't think I can do it because I'm like, I'm not going to use math. I'm not going to use science. Like I need to find like a good college that's like kind of mixes like a math and science together and mixes like an English and social studies together, like humanitarians. Like I need something like a good university or something, but I don't think I'm ever going to want to go to a university because I like community college so much. And like I go to the local community college here in Macomb, and I just like it so much. And I don't know, I guess I don't have the ass kicking, and like I need to like, I guess if I went to like a good school like that, I would probably know. But do you like anything about that school, or? Oh
yeah, I mean, I like a lot of stuff about it. Actually, all of the professors are great, and it's really an awesome school to have like one-on-one connections with your professors because it is so small.
Yeah, I like that. I like that about my school too, because it's you know, it's small. You know, maybe 20 people per class and stuff, and I'm sure the main classes are probably bigger and stuff like a normal class, but like the more specialty classes are more one-on-one and stuff, and you know there's still, you know, you feel like your time is still pretty divided amongst the other kids, but it seems more in grasp where if you needed something you could get to it, and like, you know, if you were willing to stick around, you know, maybe not even so much after class, but like, you know, be patient, which I'm not a patient person during my classes, but
yeah, I mean, I definitely think that there should be like more preparation and other things as far as like how to write a really good resume and how to network to get into certain companies.
Yeah, they miss a lot of things sometimes like that, like resume stuff.
Yeah, basically it's like you take the classes, regardless if you get good grades or not, you graduate, they give you a piece of paper, and then there you go. Like you're on your own, and it just sucks because like there's a lot of things that they don't like really focus on.
See, I don't think it should be impossible to fail, but I think it should be pretty easy not to fail. You know what I mean? If you actually want to not to fail, like it should be kind of like, you know what I mean? Like I think they should have some classes, there's some colleges that are like 100% serious. Like you want to be a doctor, lawyer, and like you want to be serious doctor, lawyer, which maybe all doctors should be serious doctors, but like I think it's almost be like half and half, to where if you just want to like, so I guess there's really no middle ground, but like I don't know, it's almost kind of seems like, I don't know, I would want to go to the class where it's like I still learn, but where is the middle ground? It's kind of hard to find where it's like where you're passing as many people that want to be there, but you're also not completely wasting their time. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause if you're not learning anything, what's the point of even being there? If you pass and don't learn anything, then what's the point? To where if you failed and learned something, it would almost be better. Where, you know what I mean?
Exactly. I mean, I've learned a lot through college, but it was more of like learning to be more open about things and then learning more about like what's going on in the world. But at the same time, like that makes me a better person, but it's not helping me get a job. It's not helping me be successful. And I think just the bottom line with college is that you go into it because people are telling you, oh, you got to go to college, or you're going to be a fuck up. And you go to college and you finish, and then you expect a job to come so easy, and it just doesn't.
Which is bullshit, yeah.
And it's like all these companies like are asking so much of you to have like 5 years of experience to do an entry level job, and it's like, how do I get this experience if nobody will hire me?
We just had the last episode. Steven was trying to look for an IT job, and I'm sure he's he's not a incredible, that he's not top in his field, but he's a pretty dedicated in his IT field, and he just had the hardest time getting a job just because people are like, they're dicking around, or they're just. They don't know what they want, or it's just.
And it's not like you don't have experience. I've worked with GM, I've worked with Ford, I've worked with Meyer, like actual, like not cashier Meyer, but
no,
like
I was actually going to ask that, Annie. I'm glad you said the keyword, but yeah, you did do like a social media job for Meyer. What was the title of it?
The professional title was I was a social media ambassador for Meyer Incorporated, which basically meant that they were looking for a group of young people to try and convey Meyer to in like a different, unique kind of way. So
and I saw you. It was on a Tumblr, right?
Yeah.
And I read some of your stuff. It's probably always looked at me because I'm like, oh, you did some pretty good stuff on there. I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun, and it was an amazing experience.
Like tips and tricks kind of stuff. Like, what other kind of stuff did you do?
Basically, like tips and tricks, and what I was mostly trying to do with, regardless if it was a video, a blog, or like some sort of photography stuff. Basically, what I was trying to convey was, you can use these. Well, you can go to Meyer, you can buy these products, and you can do cool things with them.
Yeah.
Like especially with like one of the favorite things that I did was that I was able to pick out a whole bunch of different clothes and do like a photo shoot and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Just kind of like show anybody can dress in Meyer clothes and look awesome. You don't have to spend like $1 billion.
Yeah, it's not to say you couldn't do these things at any other place, but it's kind of just like an enlightening thing where it's like any kind of company needs this. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's like social media is a very fine line of being like really cheesy and it's like, yeah, it's kind of needs stuff like that where even that's like, let's say it isn't 100% cheesy, but it's like, you need stuff like that to be like a brand and stuff, and like you need someone that's like self-aware and like, you know what I mean? Like, I thought it was a perfect job. It was kind of sad to see that you weren't still there.
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of hoping that it would come into something more, but just the way that it all worked out, it was just like this brand new internship that they were doing, brand new ideas.
So how'd you get through like an internship kind of thing?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So it was all just kind of new, and I feel like if it was just like an older program, there might have been some space for like something to go into after.
Where were they looking at? And for some reason, I thought it was targeted mostly towards like a Detroit kind of thing. Was it or no?
They were actually looking for everything really, as far as Michigan is concerned, because Meyer is a Michigan brand.
Is it really? I didn't know that.
So they were just.
Is it in any other place?
Yeah, they
people might not actually know what this is if they don't live here.
Yeah, they've expanded to like a couple states, but like really only like a couple states like surrounding Michigan. I don't think.
I'm trying to think. I think Ohio has it. Maybe.
Yeah, I think maybe
but I don't think
Ohio and
Chicago.
Wisconsin.
I don't think has it.
Maybe Wisconsin or something like that, or Pennsylvania. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you might be right.
If they did, there's maybe like just like one location.
I didn't know that. It's so yeah. If you know, it's kind of more like a
supermarket.
Yeah, it's like it's a supermarket. Yeah. No, I mean, it's like I like
a classier Walmart.
It's a classy Walmart. It's like the old school Walmart. It's like well, those stores are like that. Almost kind of like Target. It's kind of like that. Myers is almost kind of seems more like, kind more gardeny, like more nerd, almost like a more nerdy, like where Target is like for like the preppy girls, and like Myers is for like the people that are wanting to actually get shit done. Like,
yeah, I mean, Meijer for me, in opinion, is mostly looking for like either pharmacy or grocery stuff, which is kind of why they wanted us to really
they have
focus.
a huge groceries, yeah,
to really focus on more of the departments in the area, because not a lot of people are like you don't really think, oh, I'm gonna go to Meijer specifically to get clothes.
Because I only go to Kroger, but basically Kroger's just all they sell really is food and stuff. Where Meijer is basically almost kind of like a larger Kroger. Like, I love going to this. There's no Meijers close by me, so I always just go to the Kroger. But if I'm like going up to one of my jobs and stuff, I'll go past I'll go to that Meijer and stuff. It's so kind of I almost wish I could shop at the Meijers and stuff, like, because they have like you said, they have clothes and stuff. They have everything. They have like, I went there the other day to buy like underwear and stuff. Like, I couldn't go to the Kroger and stuff. Like, I couldn't get my basic needs. Like, I kind of wish there were more stores like that. I wish there was like Target, but I guess I should move. I'm not moving. Actually, I shouldn't move. I guess I should. Okay, you guys know this. You guys listen to the show. I don't leave a 1.5 mile radius from my house. So you can tell anywhere like, Target from here to Target, I'm never going there. It's 3-4 miles away. Never going there. It's too far. It's like me going to like Alaska. It's not going to happen. But so I kind of wish that was my place to do stuff.
But yeah, I mean, like you said, like about the whole social media thing, it's a great way to like get people connected with things that you want to do.
It's
a great way to share things.
It's a huge field now.
And it starts conversations too. I mean, with that whole like modeling thing that I did, I actually did model the clothes myself, and I don't really consider myself plus size because I don't shop plus size clothes, but apparently everybody was just really like, one of my pictures got like maybe like 3,000 hits or something like that, or more than that. Maybe it was like 13,000 hits or something like that. Yeah. And they were just like, it's just amazing to see like a plus size model repping like actual company. And
well, I think
like,
who did it, like maybe some magazine. It's like, we got our plus size model, and they're like size like 8 or something, like something that's just like. I remember, and now I'm probably different, but I remember like when I was, God, I don't even, because it was also different too. Like plus, I don't know. I remember like when I was younger, I had to like memorize my size in girls' clothes, and the number was disgusting. But it's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
Disgusting as in like super small? Or?
Super small, like me and Nora could fit in jeans at some point, but like it wasn't comfortable at all. Like, even with that, even being like a freak with like, I don't know, guys with skinny jeans. Like, we had some kid who canceled on us the other day, and he's a piece of shit, but he wears really skinny jeans, and it's like, I just don't understand how that can happen. Like, I wore skinny jeans, like skinny jeans. Like, I don't understand.
I hate jeans.
That was like late 2010s kind of fashion, early 2010 or late 2000s. I can't even figure out like what would that be called, like early 90s. 80s, 90s, what's next? 2000s,
yeah.
So late 2000s, yeah. I guess I could just understand math and figure out how to say words.
Yeah, I freaking hate jeans with a burning passion. Like, I can never find a good pair of jeans to wear. So that's why I just don't wear pants. So
Yeah,
I haven't worn pants in forever. I don't.
I wear trick pants. I wear basketball shorts. Jeans, and once in a great while, I would rather just full-blown dress up. I'd rather be in a dress shirt, tie, dress pants, than have Dockers on than to have jeans on.
I have the worst sense of style ever. Like, I still have not figured out how to dress myself.
I was curious when you came back in. I'm like, is she still gonna have trip pants on? I'm like, no, she looks cute now. She still has a show. I guess you can't lean forward a little bit. She still has an awesome little, you're good. Awesome little skull on the back of her shirt, and so she's still a little bit.
Still shopping at Hot Topic.
Do you still stop at Hot Topic?
I do.
That's awesome.
I love Hot Topic, mainly because not only because I like the style, but because their clothes actually fit me.
I could probably
comfortably.
still shop at Hot Topic. I'm sure I could still find some good things. Co-host Ray, he's a general manager at Hot Topic. Not Lakeside, the other one. I won't say what it is because he works there, but
Okay.
the other one down. But yeah, he works there, and yeah, I think he always look. I don't know if he shops there, but he always looks nice and stuff. He's not some. Actually, no, he would wear skulls and stuff. You and Ray probably have similar styles.
Yeah, my style usually ranges between like either hobo or
Hobo.
grunge, or when I actually try to dress up
Well,
nice.
Ray's a good looking, good dressing gay black man. So I would equate you as a good looking, good dressing, not gay girl.
Not gay
That's
girl.
white.
Well, yeah.
There's
so-
that.
There's that. But yeah, usually when I try to dress nice, it either comes off as actually being like decent or looking like a hooker. So
Hooker.
it just never comes out right. Just something.
Drunk hooker.
Something always goes wrong. There's just some kind of like dress malfunction all the time. Like last
Have
night.
you had any incidents with dress malfunctions?
Yes.
Oh, dude, please do
Well, one
tell.
of the stupidest things that I always do is I always forget to take the tag off of new clothes.
How do you do that? How? Because are you an avid returner?
No, I'm not. I just forget to take off the tag, and
That's
so
funny.
I'm walking around like a retard with the tag sticking out all the time. But other than that, like I said, I don't wear pants.
Ever?
So,
No pants?
ever. So I usually end up just wearing leggings with like shirts and stuff, and it's a horrible mistake to wear like a thong with leggings because it just feels really
So
awkward.
I didn't have it in my notes, but are you a thong wearer? You mentioned it.
I am every once in a while for sure.
See, I can't. Okay, sure, once in a while, so I can't. I don't understand how people just their only thing. Because I know. I guess I don't mix it up anymore, but I mix it up with sizes. Sometimes I wear smaller boxers than the other. Like at night, I wear bigger boxers, and right now I'm wearing bigger boxers. Like I'm wearing my night boxers because I want to be a little bit more free and stuff. But during the day, I want things to be together. I want to have pants that don't fall down.
Well, yeah, like last night I made that horrible mistake of wearing a thong with leggings, and I just felt so vulnerable back there.
Vulnerable.
Like I wasn't like wearing anything at all, so I just felt so awkward the entire night, like just sitting down, like I didn't want to stand up or anything because I just felt like everybody was staring at my butt. So
Where'd you go yesterday?
I actually went out with me and Cassie.
Cassie
were smoking hookah earlier, and then
What hookah bar do you guys go to?
we go to Frucata.
Where's it at?
Like Holland Heidenreich by the harbors.
Okay, I'm not sure. How far away is it from like the studio here?
From here is maybe like 5 miles.
Oh, okay, so might pass my 1.5-mile radius.
Yep.
Where does she live at? Do you know?
She is actually living in St. Clair Shores right now, so she's like 9
Okay, so
miles.
that's south, right?
Yep.
Cause I dated someone in St. Clair Shores. It was a bit of a hike, maybe. So it'd probably be 15 minutes away. You said, or what'd you say? I forgot what you
for
just
what
said.
for where she lives from here.
Yeah.
like 20 minutes away.
Oh, okay, yeah, 'cause that's I'm trying to think. That's where it was about 15, 20 minutes. I would drive to St. Clair Shores with that.
So yeah, I mean it's not too bad. And then like after that, me and another friend ended up going out and hanging out with another friend that wanted me to meet up with them. So that's
I don't know this person, do I? Probably not.
I don't think so. I don't think you know either of them because
Okay.
well, I think Jessica went to Chippewa, but she's a lot older than
Okay.
us, so. But I met her through my recent ex, Steve. I don't know if you know him or not.
Steve,
Steve Radabilski.
describe him. Do you have any pictures?
Yeah, basically,
Bring up pictures while we talk.
he's basically like all the other boyfriends.
Oh, okay. So I probably don't know him then. Yeah. No, I don't know. I only know two of your boyfriends. I know Tony. I know Brian. Brian, God,
Which I always forget that you know Brian for some reason.
I love Beaner. I love Beaner to death. I see him on Facebook now. I want to get him on shows. I love him so much. Yeah, because I loved Tony was like a complete sweetheart to me. Like oh, sorry. I saw myself on the lag, and I thought I was like 5 minutes delayed. I'm fucked up. looks a little bit familiar, but I don't think I've ever he didn't go to Chippewa or anything.
Oh, he did. He graduated a year before us, but his sister Kelly was in our grade. Kelly Radabilski, she was in our grade.
Oh God, that's funny. I see, because I know her mom too. That's funny.
Cheryl, yeah.
She was always a sweetheart too. I think must have been elementary school. We were like acquaintances, friends. Like she was a sweetheart too, like a little bit of weird, dorky girl, but she was like a really nice person to me, I believe. I think I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, his entire family is pretty cool.
A little bit dykey, but
I don't think Kelly's dykey. She looks.
And for the early 2090s, she wasn't dykey. She was 90s.
I didn't know her then, but I knew Steve then. Well, like early.
She was
2000s.
Totally 90s-ish.
But yeah, like back then when he was actually going to Chippewa, he was very like metally, like had long hair and like band shirts and like.
I definitely don't remember him, but I saw that face. I'm like, I recognize. Because I know like I said, I know her and I know his mom. So yeah,
we actually met through Melissa and
I see her too. She was she's like the daughter of like a local restaurant that I always go to. Complete disaster again. Again. But I think poor girl, I think she might have got she got beat or something, didn't she?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure it's like her boyfriend might have beat the shit out of her or something.
Like recently or like what?
It was in high school or something, towards the end of high school. How were you even friends with Melissa Andy? Because I remember you were friends with her, but I don't remember how, because Melissa Andy was totally prep, total bitch prep.
Well, me and Melissa actually ended up being friends because we went to the same grade school together. We both went to.
Oh, okay, that's what it was. It was like
we both went to St. Mary's, and I don't know. I guess the same sort of kind of thing happened to her in high school. I mean, I don't know. She just really didn't click with anybody. So my group of friends was just like, hey, it kind of sucks to be the lone wolf all the time. So we just tried being friends with her. And it worked out for a while. And actually through her, I met Steve, because she actually lived next to his best friend, who is Jake Walney.
So just kind of growing up, you just there's nothing never had any friends together or anything.
What, me and her?
Yeah.
No, I mean, we just kind of started being friends because we went to school together, and then
Jesus friends.
Yeah, Jesus friends.
Are you still religious now?
No.
You're okay. So the ghost thing, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, I'm a very free thinker, and I don't think I ever really was religious. I enjoyed going to church to sing in choir and. Just basically because my grandma always wanted me to sing and be in choir and stuff like that. So I always liked that. She
gave you a bunch of rosaries?
Pretty much. She always gave me little Father Solanus cards. So she would just
What is that?
Father Solanus he's not a saint because he never got inducted in being a saint, or I don't know how that works, but he was close to being a saint because he did a lot of miracles.
You have to molest one kid to become a saint.
And my grandma actually got a chance to meet him, so he actually did a miracle on her. So he did
he did a what?
A miracle. She was really sick, and then she met him, and he laid hands on her, and then she was magically.
Her words or yours?
In her words.
Okay.
But yeah, so that was her favorite person ever. If Father Solanus had posters and
it's basically the Backstreet Boys for old religious.
The Backstreet Boys for grandmas, exactly. So yeah, she had these little cards
at the front of the service with posters.
Yes,
she takes the top off for some random reason.
I bet she would.
Father.
But yeah, she had little cards everywhere. So every once in a while, she would just hand me these cards. So I swear to God, I have. Well, not anymore because I've moved 15,000 times.
You don't swear to God anymore.
But at one point, I had 50,000 of these freaking Father Solanus cards in every book and every wallet and every nook and cranny of my car, because she would just give them to me all the time.
She'd just hide them in your
protection.
No condoms for you.
just a Father Solanus.
Yes, your grandma's
protect
Grandma,
you.
I'm starting to have sex. I need protection. Here's Father. Here's this card.
That's awesome.
Just to poke a hole in him. She's a little dicky.
No, but she was awesome. And I mean, I liked singing in choir, but other than that, I really didn't like any of the aspects of religion at all. Like, it just
Are
didn't
you
work for
are you
me.
a singer?
I am.
Cause I saw, we were talking about like forms of creative expression we still have. Like I saw you had a, I don't know guitars though, but I saw you had a, you do drawing still. I saw some doodles, and I saw you still have you bought an amp or something.
Yeah. You know, like, especially like back in high school, I dabbled with guitar a lot, and I actually was really good at one point, and then life happened and I stopped playing, and I've been trying to get into it again. And like kind of just like making my own music, because in college I took a electronic music production class, and I
So like audio editing kind of stuff.
audio editing and music editing, and I really like music editing a lot. So I've been trying to get into it, trying to like write my own music.
I think I saw some of stuff like that on Twitter maybe. I don't know why I didn't listen to it, but
yeah,
I'm
I mean,
so self-righteous. I have no time apparently.
I have my Twitter connected to like my art page, like
Yep.
my art Facebook page, so every once in a while I'll post things like that. I mean, it's been really hard for me to finish up songs and stuff recently because it's a shit ton of work, but and then I often like procrastinate because there's so many things that I like doing that I start one project in one medium and then have to start something else in another medium, and then I get
Would you ever be willing to perform something live here in the studio?
definitely.
Ooh, I always wanted to get a little bit of a live music in, because we have the mixer and we have the guitar inputs or whatever and stuff, so we could
That would be so exciting.
get all the mics. I would love to have some live
For sure.
live music. I would love to hear some of your
I
stuff.
would love to do that.
So you kind of do more electronic-y stuff, like but with like guitars and stuff, or
Not so much electronic, because I really haven't gotten into that so much yet, because I'm not yet that good. Mainly because like I know how to sing, and basically everything that I do is by ear. So I don't know any music theory. I don't know how to listen to music, and techno is very technical.
yeah, it is.
As far
It's
as like,
very,
yeah,
it's hard to make it not sound completely shitty. Like,
yeah. There's just a lot that goes into techno. So you really need to know what you're doing in order to make a good techno beat.
Techno
I would have to
beat.
say. You have to also be really good at beats too, which I'm still
'Cause
trying to work
I
on.
was pretty good at like mixing music, but I was never good at like making music, and so I never really even like tried. But the only thing I was ever good at was like mixing stuff. Like I'm a good like
Yeah, so what I'm currently trying to do right now is I've been doing like a lot of like hard rock metal covers and just making them into acoustic songs.
That's cool.
So basically what I'll do is I'll listen to that song
I want to hear some acoustic stuff. I'm usually not into it, but I want to hear it from you.
for sure, and then like I'll basically listen to the metal song and then figure out what notes they're playing by ear, and then make it acoustic with a piano or through guitar.
I like that a lot.
It's super hard though. I wish I knew how to read
I can't-
music. So if there's anybody out there that's willing to teach me, I would totally love that.
I'm trying to think, because Ray, he dabbles a little bit, but I think he's a pretty hobbyist and stuff, because he has a guitar and stuff, and I think he knows a little bit of a couple chords and stuff, but I'm actually not too sure how deep he's in on it, but just have you guys do a little jam session.
Yeah, I mean, currently right now it's a hobby, but if it ends up like going anywhere, I would definitely, at least for sure, love to edit music or produce music for a living. That would be sweet.
Knowing how to edit audio is pretty good. It's a pretty good career, especially even if you're into like straight doing like podcasts and stuff, to be able to be an editor for it. There's people always want to do stuff like that.
Even with like radio audio editing, like I did some radio liners in college and commercials and stuff like that, and those also came out really well. So I mean, I really like editing video too, but I don't know.
Videos, I like editing video.
I
like editing video better than audio for some reason, but only because I love the visual aspect of it. Like
for me, I think video is a lot more work. That's probably
It
why
is.
I try to do more audio stuff, because it's a lot easier for me. But video is definitely more fulfilling and dynamic, because you get to create whatever you really want with it.
it's nice though, at least for like podcasts and stuff, because when our workflow is we just edit the video and then we just make audio out of the video. So we just do it. We have to do the video editing anyway, so we kind of have to do the video. So but then it's kind of nice because we kind of can kill two birds with one stone and stuff. But then it's, I don't know, but it's a lot of work though, video, because you have to make it look. If you're gonna edit, it's kind of, you have to make it look good. Like there's not, I mean, you can make it not look good, but at least for me, I'm like, if I'm gonna start editing, I'm gonna make it look
Yeah, there's definitely some like awesome techno-y dubstep beat that I've been listening to like nonstop that I just want to make a music video out of. Like it's the coolest song ever. So I'm
Did you do some music video stuff?
Yep. I actually have like a bunch of music video stuff on my website, and
You can plug your website if you'd like.
yeah, sure. It's alexandriaroseproductions.foliohd.com.
Say it again.
alexandriaroseproductions.foliohd.com.
Spell Folio HD. Spell that part though.
FOLIOHD, and then it's all one word.
All right.
.com. Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know why I didn't read it, but I was like so thoroughly impressed. I'm just like, holy shit, this girl is like doing rockin' shit. Like, remember I seen like a year or so ago, and I'm just like, when we were like actually had money to hire people, which we don't have now. But I'm just like, oh my god, her, we gotta get her. now we can't afford people. Like I tell people, we pay people on Uber rides and sadness.
Uber rides and sadness.
Unfulfilled dreams. Oh god.
No, it's kind of awesome though, because you guys have like a sweet ass setup, and I actually feel like I did something like cool
Today,
with my life to
we did
deserve to be here.
If you actually look down, these wires aren't connected to anything. Don't pull on them too hard. They're just cats have been chewing on them for ages.
Cats.
The cat head turns.
The cat.
Oh, I want to we had like an awesome trip. I still have more notes I want to get to. We had the same because again I was trying to figure out like awesome stuff we did together. We had the same hairstylist. What would she even be called? A hairdresser or her stylist? Right? Hairstylist.
Hairstylist, I would say, because the hairdressers are like the Bo-Rick
Yeah. Like,
people.
well, hairdressers would be the people that come in here and make me look good every day. They come in here and they.
She is definitely a stylist for the things that I made her do with my hair.
So yeah, I would make her do like crazy shit with the back of my hair and stuff. How did you even meet her? Because you still have the same stylist.
Yeah, so Mandy's been doing my hair since like 8th grade. So since I was like 13.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking amazing. I don't trust anybody else with my hair. I mean, like if I do grow out my hair like it is right now, I will go to like a Great Clips or whatever just to get it trimmed. But if I really need my hair dyed or styled or anything like that, Mandy's the only person that ever does it ever.
She did a really good job dyeing my hair when I think I only had her dye it once, but she did a really good job about it.
She's done some crazy shit with my hair, that's for sure. I mean, I remember in junior year of high school, I had like black like right in the front, and then it was just like bleach blonde in the back, and then I had like a coontail on the side.
God, do I remember this? I do. Oh God, I do remember this. You had some sweet ass hair. I remember.
Yeah, I
you had,
changed
like, the
my hair like
hair in the school
every couple months.
Yeah, I got to that point too. I just got so addicted to it.
Yeah, and then like before it was white, I think it was like purple in the back, and at one point I had
purple.
like some crazy dyke cut that was just awesome.
I remember stealing someone's extension. They had like a pink extension. And was that yours?
No, it wasn't mine. I never wore extensions, but I do remember
me having an
extension.
Being a freak.
But yeah, Mandy still does my hair. She's freaking awesome. She actually has her own salon right now. It's called Capelli. It's in Rochester, and it's just a cool place. And she does awesome hair. So
I should get back into that. Cause I just shaved my head, so I have nothing cool to do to it anymore until it grows out a little bit. But we should reconnect. We should get her on the show. You should next time you go and mention it, just be like, hey, this bringing out. Just be like, hey, remember that kid? Can't afford you now.
I will have to mention that to her because she'd probably think that this whole entire thing would be so hilarious.
I would love it. Yeah, you could tell us. You could plug her stuff. That'd be awesome.
Yep. I mean, I think her Facebook page for her salon is just Capelli Salon.
Okay.
And then
in the Metro Detroit area.
Yeah, and then
some awesome cuts.
She's right down in Main Street, Rochester. And the salon's called Capelli Salon. So,
ooh, awesome. We have plugs too? Can you believe that? Can you?
No, it means pretty awesome.
You can find me at Bad Beef everywhere on at Bad Beef for Twitter. No. At Bad Beef for Instagram and Vine. At Bad_Beef for the Vines. What's your plug for the audio listeners?
My plug?
Yeah.
Like which, like for...
I mean, people can see it right now. It says, that's your Instagram right now.
Yeah,
on
that's
the
my
screen.
Instagram. My Twitter's the same exact thing.
Good for you. Good job.
Trying to keep it consistent.
Hey, it's you need to do that because we're at BEERadio show everywhere, which is pretty good.
And that's really pretty much my main things that I have is Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And then you can just find me on Facebook as Allie Rose, like
Allie Rose. Spell it for the fine folks at home.
ALLY space ROSE.
Don't forget about the spaces.
And if you're gonna add me as a friend, don't be creepy. 'Cause I don't like that.
AKA don't add. Okay, so if you're talking to our audience, to say don't add me as a friend. You guys are all creepy.
No, seriously, man. Like, as soon as I put like my status as single after I broke off this relationship, I have these like creepy ass like foreign people always messaging me, and I think So here's a crazy story. So right before me and my ex broke up, his best friend was trying to tell me that he was cheating on me.
Continue the story
girl.
because I'm literally going to die.
So he said that my boyfriend was cheating on me with another girl. And what ended up happening is that his best friend ended up being like a complete compulsive liar, was just making the entire thing up. And I lost my train of thought. So he was making the entire thing up, and then what ended up happening was that I don't remember where I was going with this because you left.
I apologize. I was literally dying. Okay, so you said you broke up with your boyfriend, and it turned them into what? I'm sorry. I was going to end the show 15 minutes ago, but my bladder is horrible.
Okay, I remember. I remember
so
what
good.
I was doing.
You're such a trooper. Okay, I want to publicly apologize to you for. I should never leave this show ever. I usually have a co-host here, so I can do that and not be a complete asshole. But
I remember where this was tying in now. Okay, so
you're broke. I want to hear the story. I was pissed because I could kind of hear you in the bathroom, and I'm just like, okay, I have to actually pee now.
So we broke up, or we didn't break up because of this, but so his best friend was trying to tell me that he was cheating on me with his girlfriend, or he was cheating,
wow.
or my boyfriend was cheating on me with his girlfriend.
What the fuck? That's so crazy.
Yeah, it was just a crazy accusation, and then like the more that I looked into it, it kind of like almost seemed to be true, but it wasn't. What ended up happening was he was just a compulsive liar, was trying to like start crap, and it now I think he's a douchebag, but what ended up happening after it was apparently he likes to make fake Facebooks and stalk people.
What life people live.
And he made this fake Facebook, and it was this like creepy foreign dude, and he just started like messaging me all this stuff. So every single time a creepy foreign dude tries to add me on Facebook, I think it's this dude like stalking
you
me.
You have a creepy foreign dude bias nowadays.
I know, and I can't help it now because of what happened. Like now I have to like snoop on their page and make sure that it's not my ex's best friend trying to like stalk me or something like that.
That's creepy. Totally
Sure.
creepy. So you have you said you have a new place?
I do. I'm actually living in Sterling Heights again.
That's pretty close, isn't it?
Yeah.
How far away do you live from here?
Like 5 minutes.
That's awesome. Do you live, I'm trying to think how close to like, well, of course it's Clinton River Road, probably. You probably live somewhere by Clinton River Road.
I live like I actually live in between Shaner and Van Dyke. So like right behind
I
that,
know
like,
what it is.
Like right behind Hall Road.
A little bit more northish,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But up there. That's pretty good. We'll have to have you on a lot more often. What kind of?
Yeah.
I want to know. I'm actually kind of curious what kind of place this is.
It's actually a condo. I'm renting from somebody who owned it originally, so that's actually really nice because it is a really nice place, and I
Good
get free
for you.
heat, and it's awesome.
You think you're the only person I know that's like that actually has their own place?
I mean, I would love
at least
to
at
live.
my age. I mean, I know actual people. I know actual adults.
I mean, at this point, I would love to live with my parents because just going to school and trying to work and trying to save up money and trying to like find a real job is just really hard to maintain like your own household by yourself and have to do all that stuff at the same time.
Because my sister did it for the longest time. She lived with, first she lived here, and then she lived with boyfriends and stuff. And then she ended up living with my grandpa for the longest time. Then she went into living, by herself for a while. And then now she's back living with my dad and stuff. I don't know. I don't know what my path is.
Know what my path is. I don't know what my path is either. And like, I thought at this point in my life I would have an idea, but I'm more clueless than I've ever been in my entire life about what I want to do.
So you said your brother and your mom live where?
They actually live in Brighton, Michigan, which is about an hour and a half from here.
That's still pretty far. I was gonna say, it's like that's Michigan's still Michigan, but that's pretty far. What made them move away from this area?
Basically, the boyfriend.
The mom.
Yep. So
boyfriend?
My mom's boyfriend lives in Brighton. He actually has a pretty good setup. He lives right off of a lake, so it's nice for me when I can visit.
It is nice.
And then my brother was ending up getting into some tough stuff, so we all thought it would be. Do
you care to mention what it is, or?
I'm not sure if he would want me to.
What kind of stuff was legal trouble? I assume
drugs.
Oh,
basically getting into drugs.
What kind of okay, now I'm kind of curious, because like I know it's drug life fucking sucks. Like the fact that I'm not like completely addicted to cocaine at this point in my life is pretty it's pretty surprising.
I mean, the more that I think of it, it's just amazing that not all of us are not addicted to something, because
what kind of stuff did he do, if you don't mind saying?
Really just a little bit of everything. It started off small, just like how most addictions starting off small and then getting more serious. And then when it
started with a single joint.
Exactly. Actually, it probably started with a cigarette and then went to weed and then went to pills and then cocaine and then like heroin and stuff like that. So
I don't know, 'cause I was gonna say, for some reason I'm not surprised you went into pills and stuff. I don't know, not to say your family is a disaster. That was the worst thing I've ever said. But no, I know my father, he's a giant pill head and stuff. But I'm more mad at myself than I'm not like shocked at this point that anyone's like that I don't know that I'm like shocked that I'm not shocked that I know people like that. You know what I mean? That's like there's so many people that have like that like get involved in like either some kind of drug or something. You know what I mean?
There's so many people that I know that dealt with like
actual
a serious
drugs, like,
addiction and have
how is he now though?
He's good. He's really good. He just got out of rehab and he's doing really good, and I'm super proud of him because, like I said, I've known.
How long was he in rehab for?
A couple weeks.
Okay.
And he's living with my mom right now, so that's kind of like rehab. All on its own. But yeah, so
How old is your brother?
He's 24.
Okay.
So I'm really proud of him, mainly because of the fact that I have known lots and lots of people.
He's still young. He still has a life ahead of him.
Right. I've known lots and lots of people who've had drug addictions, and it either goes two ways. You either make it or you die.
Yeah.
So I'm just happy that he is making it as opposed to failing, which is really
There's
tough.
so many stories you hear that end the opposite way, and it's just...
Yeah, it's just really tough, and I feel like the conversation of drugs...
Because your brother seems like a good kid. Like, he always seems like a little bit, not so much wild and crazy, but he almost seems kind of like almost boring, but like, jockey boring.
He was actually
a normal kid, you know what I mean? It's instead of seeing these normal kids that are like, they need to like do drugs and stuff. You know?
I mean, I think he was actually a partier, just mainly because he has such a exuberant personality. Like, you can't not love Zach because he has such a... like happiness to him. Like, he's always kind of like upbeat and always has a joke to say. So I don't know, I think the conversation of drugs really needs to happen more, because people don't realize that it happens to everybody, that it is a problem in suburban areas, and it's not just people who are poor and need an escape. It's really anybody.
I almost feel like the line should be more blurred to let it to help it. It almost seems like we almost put the notion on that you can do drugs and you cannot do drugs, but you can never like do drugs and come back for it and like be, I don't know. It's like, not to say we should like all be doing drugs, but like I just feel, I don't know. It's kind of hard I can't really. And
especially for the people that actually clean up, like, seriously, don't ever judge somebody who's made a mistake or has done a drug.
I think it makes people stronger in a certain way.
And they're trying to get better. Like, always be like, hey, I know that you did a mistake or whatever, but you know what? I'm proud of you for doing, like, making it out and making your life better and doing something better for yourself. Like, never put anybody down for that kind of thing, for sure. Because that would help a lot of people. Because, like, one bad move could cause a relapse. So it's like, you never know with that stuff.
Speaking of crutches and things we love, what kind of what's your like? We're going to talk about this before. I think before the show started. Like, what's your like drink type?
My drink type?
Yeah,
Like alcohol?
yeah. Because you said you didn't really like you weren't really a shot taker.
Oh, I used to
But you're
down.
drinking. We always talk about we're drinking. So right now I'm drinking a Bud Light. You're drinking a Coke and Captain Morgan's.
I used to down everything in the bar, and then eventually, like, after doing that so much, like, just everything kind of makes me sick. So I had to stick to one go-to drink.
For life, or just for like this is like a life.
Yeah, I think it's a smart choice. I mean, I'm not opposed to not doing shots and drinking other things, but if I'm actually going out to the bar and trying to have a good time with friends, I'll usually only stick to one thing because I don't want to get sick.
Which
or have a
is
hangover.
rum, or
Which is rum.
is it specifically Captain Morgan's, or
That's usually what I go for, but I do like Bacardi. I do like other kinds of rum, but Captain's is available. It's easy to tell the bartender what you want, and
yeah.
it's an easy drink. So that's usually what I stick with because I don't get hangovers and I don't get sick with it either.
Have you ever had a hangover, or just with that you mean?
I've had plenty of hangovers.
Worst hangover.
Worst hangover ever was New Year's Eve 2 years ago.
What happened?
So me and my friends went bad shit crazy. We went bar hopping in Mount Clemens and drank a lot of alcohol, and I was not sticking to my plan of sticking to one drink. I had everything in the bar, and so we were supposed to watch the fireworks at midnight, and we just ended up like eating like greasy food, and then we saw 5
As you
seconds
do
of
in
the
a bar.
fireworks, and then we spent like 2 hours in the freezing cold helping this lady try to find her wedding ring because she got into a fight with her like fiance, and she threw her ring. She threw her ring in Mount
Drunks just
Clemens.
love solving other people's problems.
Yeah, and we were all so drunk. We were just like, yeah, man, we're going to find that ring.
We're gonna find it, man. You guys are gonna get back together. Your
It's
kids
going to
are
be totally
the dead kid of yours is
fine.
gonna come back from the dead. It's gonna be awesome.
But yeah, so I ended up going home. But before I went home, we made the horrible decision of stopping at Taco Bell and eating Taco Bell. And so passed out after that, woke up. And I actually had to wake up really, really early because I was going to the Winter Classic in Ann Arbor. The Winter Classic is basically a huge hockey game. It was Detroit, and it's a huge
It sounded like the Olympics to me.
outdoor hockey game. So it was in Ann Arbor in the Michigan football stadium. So it was freezing cold. It was snowing. I was hungover as shit. And I had to wake up at like 7 in the morning to get there because traffic was so slow because of all the snow. And we stopped in Hamtramck at some shit gas station because we needed gas. And I went into the bathroom, and I guess some people just, when they wipe their butts, they don't flush it. Like it's some sort of
No.
cultural thing. They wipe their butts and they throw it in the garbage can.
We talked about this last time, but like, especially in the guys' bathroom, like every shit you look in at, it's at a men's bathroom looks like someone puked shit. Like looked like the angriest, most hungover shit you've ever seen. And it's like mixed together. It's like a stew. It looks like beef stew. Like I don't understand it, and it's like a public bathroom thing. I don't understand. It's not just it's okay. So it's not just guys. Thankfully, it's
So I've
filthy, disgusting whores.
seen the shit napkin
filthy
sticking
whores in the bathroom.
sticking out of the trash can. Well, it was actually a unisex bathroom in the shit gas
Filthy
station.
sluts
So
and whores.
so it could have been a man who wiped his ass and
Man
threw it away
sluts.
in the garbage can. And I was hungover as shit. Couldn't throw up in the bathroom because it was just so disgusting. So I ran outside of the gas station and threw up like all over the side of this gas station in Hamtramck in the snow. And I had one of those stupid, I don't remember what they're called from Taco Bell, but they had, it was like the nacho crunch wrap thing. I had one of those, and there's some kind of like spicy red sauce that's inside of those things, and it was good.
It's a spicy red sauce.
Yeah.
We all know.
And it's good, but when it comes back up, it's fucking disgusting. It looked like blood just like spraying all over this, which kind of like matches with Hamtramck, so it just kind of looked like somebody got
Blood
murdered.
puking matches with Hamtramck.
It just kind of looked like somebody got murdered on the side of this gas station. So that was probably the worst hangover I've ever had.
That's
Sitting in the
pretty-
freezing cold watching a hockey game, being hungover as shit.
I'm glad I don't have any, like... All I have is, like, I've puked out of cars a few times, but that's pretty much all I've ever done.
I puked out of cars. I actually puked. Oh my god.
Best puking story, go.
Oh god, this is gonna win.
It's not a contest yet.
So, back when I was young and stupid and hanging out with the whole Brian crew,
Ryan Brooks' crew?
yes, Ryan Brooks' crew. So, we really didn't have any place to drink because it was past Tom phase.
Okay, I
So
was going to say, I was
yeah.
like, that's why we went to Tom's.
Yeah, so we had no place to really go. So somebody brought up, hey, why don't we, I think it was Kevin, like, hey, why don't we just drink at the tennis court by my house? So we ended up getting like a
The ideas we made up to, we always did like, let's smoke at this, a random public place owned by government property.
Exactly. So we ended up going to this tennis court by his house, which is also connected to a playground, and we had a half gallon of Mohawk vodka.
Is that the cheapest vodka you can buy?
Yes, a half gallon for like $15 or something
A half gallon
like
for
that.
50 cents.
Yes, exactly. Disgusting. And somebody's smart idea was to mix it with orange juice. And they didn't even get fucking real orange juice. They got like
Sunny D.
Sunny D. Sunny fucking D.
Kool-Aid. Like random weird Kool-Aid.
Disgusting. I can never drink Sunny D ever again in my life because of this story. But we were just sitting in a circle, passing it around.
It's like Tang almost.
Yeah, me being the idiot that I am, drank like a ridiculous amount of Sunny D and Mohawk, and
As you do.
Yeah, so we were finally done. We were gonna get up and we were gonna leave. When I got up, like the entire world just started like tilting to its side and spinning, and it was ridiculous. And Ryan was just like holding on to me, and I was just like all over him, like.
I gotta hold on to the grass so I don't fly up.
So we ended up going into his car, and even before he started the car, like I felt like I was moving, so I fucking threw up all in his car. Like horrible, like just projectile vomited all over his car.
I don't know why I love puking stories so much.
I don't know how he didn't kill me. Like, I would be so pissed if somebody did that in my car.
I puked all over like the inside of like Brendan's, all over the outside. I'm sure he didn't even know. I don't think he noticed it, but I'm sure the inside too of his car. And he wasn't even mad. He's like, "Oh, I just had to wash my car at like 2:00 in the morning. It was fine." Like,
I was pretty
such
much
a bro
like,
about it. It was awesome.
I was pretty much blackout drunk. Like Brian had to like carry me like a rag doll into Kevin's like house. It was horrible. And then in the morning when I woke up, I was still young and stupid, so I didn't really have a hangover. I wasn't really into the hangover phase yet. But Ryan was just like, "Yeah, can you clean out my car?" It's like, I guess it's the least that I can do.
Hey, you puked all over, and I don't feel like doing this.
Seemed like that puke was like acids. It's probably like permanent damage.
I found like, I still have puke on one of my wallets that I puked out of a car, and it got into my wallet that was in my that was in my pocket. Someone did ask me, just like, "You puked inside your wallet?" No, it was in my pocket.
This wasn't so much me, but it was my friend's 21st birthday party, and she's like a hilarious person when she drinks. And we ended up going to one bar, and she was pretty drunk. And she said, "Oh, I have to go to the bathroom." And then she comes out, and she's just like, we gotta go. She ended up like puking all over their bathroom, and she didn't tell us until like after, like the day after, because she was so embarrassed about it. And then being the smart people that we are, we ended up going to another bar after that, and she ended up puking again in the parking lot before we got into the bar. And after she was done, I was like, "You okay, dude?" And she was just like, "Yeah, let's go." And like, she's such a trooper.
A puke trooper.
Like, if I puked once, I would be like done.
My
puked,
day's
like,
over. Yeah.
She puked like 3 times before going to that bar, and then went in just like putting them down.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'll have to puke like 7 times to like correct myself.
And then I actually can't drink beer anymore because
Ooh, really? What happened?
I was at a party with Brian, and at this point we ended up being like, we were just like this amazing like beer pong duo team. Like nobody could beat us. So we ended up playing like 6 hours straight on the beer pong table, and we were playing with Coors Light. Yes, Coors Light.
Which I don't mind, only because it's the dollar beer at Wise Guys, and I'll drink like 5-6 of them. And they're a buck.
Yeah, and then after that night, I had to actually work in the morning. And at the time, I was working an hour away from my house, so I had to get up at like 7. So the morning after, I woke up, ran straight to the bathroom, puked in my sink, and it was like foam. Just like pure like keg foam. It was disgusting. So like for like years, I couldn't even smell beer.
I'm almost like that with God, what am I like that with now? Maybe it is like well, the other day I looked at a bottle. I bought a bottle of whiskey for someone, and I like was just like looking at it. I'm just gonna open this and just like chug it, because it didn't. I like usually when I look at alcohol, I start tasting the rubbing alcohol in the back of my throat. It's just like starts making me like cringe. I'm just like, I'm gonna crack this open and just like pour it down my throat, and I'm just like, and I'm like, wait, no, you can't do that. You're not that big of a disaster. Or a badass, I should say.
No, I'm definitely a wimp when it comes to like shots or anything else like that now, because I burnt myself out real fast.
But doing shots as a youngin'.
Yep. Oh yeah, shots all the time, because we were just too poor to buy chasers or anything good, so it was just kind of like,
okay, hold on. You can buy a bottle of pop for like 89 cents.
No, we were poor. We were poor, so it was just kind of like conserving money and just putting it down and having a good time. I mean, we had good time. Not all of it was completely a disaster.
See, I was still broke. I guess I was a dumb 15-year-old, because I would buy like Mike's Hard Lemonades. The worst. But I would get shit faced off too. Like, but it'd be like $10 for like a 6-pack, you know.
My tolerance at the end of like that whole drinking stoner stage was just ridiculously high. Like we were talking about friends before. Like my friend went from super nerd geeks to gothic gang to fucking stoner drunk assholes to just everything now. Like everything in between.
They just mixed into a combination of everything.
It's just kind of like a little bit of everything. Like there really isn't like that tight-knit group anymore. It's just kind of like seeing who wants to hang out and getting everybody together and doing whatever we feel like doing, which is kind of cool, because I can kind of be like real with all my friends.
Yeah. It's gotta be real. Gotta be real with it.
For sure.
I don't know. I've just been like, I'm like a baby with alcohol. Like I'm just like, I usually drink wine. Like I only drink beer usually on show days, and then every other day I'll just drink wine. And I've just been going back and forth. I've been drinking beer in like a real life. It's crazy. I'm so old. That's my wild life.
I know. It just feels so weird, because like, I don't know. For me personally, like I'm not looking to settle down anytime soon. Like I always think that I'm going
with alcohol or relationships.
With everything, just like with life. Like I think that's one of the reasons why I'm having such trouble finding job, is because like just looking at like all the requirements and how it's just gonna suck having like a real job when I'm still like in my prime, still wanting to like not even just like
do
party
fun stuff,
but just like just do fun stuff, just travel a lot. I mean, I like to travel, and I know once I tie myself down to like either like a serious relationship or like a serious job, like I'm not gonna be able to have like time to do a lot of that stuff anymore. Like I literally travel maybe half the year, pretty much. Like I go everywhere. Like I said, I went to Montana, I went to Peru for...
How is Peru? I'm scared of other countries.
It was awesome. I mean, there's really nothing to be scared about. Basically, the country itself has like 87 different ecosystems or climates. So you really get to experience everything.
It's almost like Hawaii.
Yeah. So like their capital is kind of like California. Then you go to the rainforest and it's like 100% humidity, like 100 degrees. And then you go into the mountains and it's like
I'm
cold.
scared of the rainforest too. What's wrong with me?
The rainforest is awesome. It's like one of the most beautiful places ever, though it is hot.
I like the Rainforest Cafe. Is that a thing?
Like, I used to love the Rainforest Cafe, but now I can't even go there because it's
I like
just
their chicken nuggets, but I don't eat chicken nuggets anymore. So
it's
what's
just
the point of me going?
it's just so inaccurate. There's no elephants in the
There's no
rainforest.
animatronic robots in the gift shop.
There's no gorillas in the rainforest.
There's no giant machine to drop a quarter down to help the rainforest.
But yeah, it's super beautiful, and I can confidently say that I'm probably like one of the only people that I know that has been able to party in the rainforest. Like,
How did you party in the rainforest?
our tour guide thought that we were so cool because we weren't like big ass tourist weenies, like
Weenies,
like-
tourist weenies.
like afraid of everything. We were like willing to try whatever he wanted. We were like willing to learn and get down with everything. And he was just like, "You guys are cool as fuck." Our village is having a like anniversary party and we want you guys to come. So it was like literally like midnight. We were on the freaking Amazon River, going to this village like in the middle of the night, and they ended up like having like a huge party, and it was awesome.
That is like intense.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not like a circus. It's actually intense. You guys are probably actually intense. But that is crazy. Like,
Yeah, that's
I can't believe you actually I can't believe I know someone went to the rainforest.
yeah. It was super
Mile and a
sweet.
half radius Ryan can't believe someone went across state.
Like, I almost can't believe that it was all real because it just seems like so surreal to me because it's a completely different world.
What kind of place did you like stay in a hotel or like a tent or
We
what?
actually stayed at a little lodge inside the rainforest, which was about 3 hours away from civilization, besides like the neighboring
Wow.
villages. And we stayed in a treehouse for 4 days.
That's wild. Like, describe the treehouse. I'm like,
The treehouse was actually sweet as hell because the lodge that we were staying at, they tried to do like a little bit of a luxurious kind of feel to it. So it was all super, super simple, but really nice, like bed. There was electricity.
That's my kind of.
There was also like
treehouse.
bug nets everywhere. Of course, they barely even worked, but I mean, you're in the rainforest. There's going to be bugs. And there's actually like a shower in there too. No hot water, but that was okay because it was hot all the time. So
I see. Yeah, you almost kind of wanted the
a cold
cool,
shower was
shower.
awesome. But yeah, I mean, it was really, really cool. And then we saw like a whole bunch of like different things like animals, insects, tarantulas, snakes.
All of which I'm horrified. I love snakes. We have a snake, and but tarantulas.
I got to hold a
Can't do it.
sloth
Ooh, sloths are pretty cool.
and a caiman.
What's a caiman?
It's like an alligator.
Oh, okay.
Like a different kind of like alligator crocodile thing.
How big was it?
It was actually just a little baby.
I love little baby alligators. I used to have a little baby alligator. I named it Susie from Crocodile Rock.
Oh,
Me and Susie had so much fun.
but that would be sweet. I would love to have like a reptile, but I would not be able to feed it because
We fed a goldfish.
goldfish.
Yep, I swear.
That's really weird.
Yeah, because you put a little you put a little tub of water so they can swim in it, and you put a goldfish in it, and they just
That's kind of
they
cool.
eat it. Isn't that wild? That's-
Cool and weird at the same time. But yeah, I wouldn't be able to feed my snake because I've had hamsters.
Do you have a snake?
I don't. I would
Okay.
love one, but like I said, they have to.
Hey, I'm a vegetarian, and I can feed a lot. They're dead frozen mice, but yeah, I hate doing that.
I would have to. It would have to be like such betrayal to
To what? What do you mean?
to go from a snake when you had hamsters and now you have to feed them basically hamsters.
I mean, because we had a snake where I mentioned this last episode. We had a snake where we were feeding them live mice. Because, some snakes, we actually got a snake to eat live off the bone chicken from Kroger. But, yeah, isn't that wild? But, so we were feeding this one live mice, and it wouldn't eat the mouse. It would just, the mouse would, crawl on the snake and stuff. They were best friends. So I had mice I had hamsters when I was younger and guinea pigs, and then I had, mice as pets and stuff. But I don't know. I mean, I don't enjoy it. I don't find, but I don't know. I can do it, but I'm a huge Squirmish baby. I don't know.
There's actually this certain snake that I did want. It's it's just completely black, and it's like the coolest looking snake. I think it's like some kind of like Mexican garden snake or something like that.
That's wild. I'm curious to see what that looks like.
Yeah, it's kind of sweet. I think it actually has white on it too.
I've seen ones with like red eyes or something, like red, not like red eyes, but like red and black. I'm trying. Hey, this is a snake podcast.
Snake podcast. It's gonna talk about snakes.
Talk about snakes. Let's get into the news real quick. I just want to. Hey, this is a news show. Producers of the upcoming Marvel movie Ant-Man. Do you know? Are you a comics fan?
I do. I love superhero movies. I love comics.
What is Ant-Man? Do you know? Mm-hmm. What is it?
So that is Marvel, right? And then the superhero is Ant-Man, who basically is a superhero that can like shrink or something like that. And can get small.
Like an ant.
Yes, like an ant. And I'm not sure about the entire premise of it because I never really got into Ant-Man. I just don't.
Who would get into it?
I just don't find it as like a very interesting kind of character. I don't know. I don't know how much can you really do with just like shrinking and being like really small. Like what cool things can
I don't think you're the only one that gets bored out of the Ant-Man thing because producers of an upcoming Marvel movie Ant-Man hired 100 homeless people for a scene in San Francisco. And why are you laughing already?
I don't know. That's just like really funny because it's just like you couldn't really. I don't know. Did they actually pay them?
Yeah, they paid them.
Okay, good. Because I was just thinking that they just hired some homeless people to just do it for free because they were homeless.
They hired 100 homeless people for a scene in San Francisco. And, as you do, San Francisco is a nice place. One of the homeless men peed on the Ant-Man van and then pooped on one of the sets. The producers are just trying to do something nice. And, peed on the Ant-Man van and then just pooped on one of the sets. Producers still paid the man $175 for his day's work.
They should keep that in the movie.
That's the best part of the movie.
This man pooping on the set.
All right, guys, you can send us a hey, if you wanted to, you can send us an email, beerradioshow@gmail.com. Leave us a voicemail, 574-57... Wait, what the fuck is wrong with me? 586-574-6165. Let's give you a plug. Let's do your plugs again. I'm only gonna literally do your plugs again. Lulu Bella, let's pronounce it.
Lulu Belmorte.
That's wild.
Muerte.
Wild and crazy stuff. If you ask me, do you know what I'm excited? I'm excited we got you on.
Yeah, this was fun.
I'm turning into the person that can't say words. Yeah. God, I forgot how to end the show. That suck. I'm really glad you came on.
Yeah, for sure. This was fun. I'll definitely have to come on again.
He lives pretty close. We can just, I'll just yell.
I'll just
yell really loud and hope you show up. All right, Allie. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you for being you. Really excited. Really excited to do you. All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
This is BEERadio, the best show on the internet that you are currently watching or listening to.